shining down through the gates. Watch the night suffocate all the light as it smothers the sun. I can tell by the moon you'll be joining me soon as a guest in my fortress of fun. And I can't wait to see you and once again free you, release from your humorless air. Someday I will replace that big frown on your face with a smile and a murderous glare. We are two of a kind, violent, unsound of mind. You're the yin to my yang, can't you see? And if I were to leave, you would crumble in grief. Face it, bats, you'd be lost without me. You'd be lost, you'd be lost. Face it, bats, you'd be lost without me. I'm just trying to show you just how well I know you. I understand just how you feel. Through your reason, no way, 'cause you had one bad day and your mind let go of the wheel. Still we're fated to battle, you pout and I prattle. Don't you ever tire of this game. But you'll not make it end, 'cause I'm your only friend. We are opposites, but we're the same. We are two of a kind, violent, unsound of mind. You're the yin to my yang, can't you see? And if I were to leave, you would crumble in grief. Face it, bats, you'd be lost without me. You'd be lost, you'd be lost. Face it, bats, you'd be lost without me. We have so many wonderful stories. I have studied the mind of this bat. A hero with no praise or glory, just his cape and his cave and his We are two of a kind, violent, unsound of mind. You're the yin to my yang, can't you see? And if I were to leave, you would crumble in grief. Face it, bats, you'd be lost without me. You'd be lost, you'd be lost, you'd be lost. Face it, bats, you'd be lost without me.
Hey everybody, welcome to the GameKraft GameKast on thegameraccess.com. I'm your host, Bronson Fiore, joined by
Anthony Taw.
Ashton Holiday.
And Thomas.
Thomas what?
What?
Never mind.
We didn't tell him. We didn't explain it. It's not his fault.
Thomas
Alright.
Blank.
Thomas Bonk and Bonk.
Yep.
Yeah.
Alright, so how you gentlemen doing this fine Friday evening?
So much stress.
Isn't that just your life now, Anthony? At this
No,
point?
this week just happens to be a very good exam. Pretty much as busy as I've ever been in my life, come to think of it. Just
Great.
nothing but endless work and pressure and having a burnout.
So you live the life of Peyton Manning.
At least he's playing a
Who's he
football
playing this
game.
week?
I'm just doing schoolwork.
Alright,
Who's he playing this week?
the Raiders.
Eh,
Okay. Well,
If we lose to the Raiders, I lose all hope. But we'll
yeah.
see. We'll save that
the
topic for
Steelers
later.
just lost to the Raiders, so
And you notice Nick has lost all hope.
Right, Nick's like, yep, exactly.
Anyway.
I'm pretty sure a lot of Steelers fans lost hope because you're talking about a team that in the 70s consistently beat the Raiders at the championship level, except
Well,
that one
Despite the
year.
fact that the Raiders won a couple Super Bowls during that time.
They
so,
won.
Four.
They won one, and the Steelers won 4. The
Yeah.
Raiders.
The Steelers
won.
won 4. The Raiders, I think, won 2. Because I remember, didn't they win one with like Marcus Allen, which was in like the late 80s?
They won one in like 1980 and one in like 1970 something.
They also had one in 76.
Yeah, I think it was 7. Yeah,
Okay, so 3. Right.
I think it was 7. Yeah, they won 3, and I think one was 80, one was 76, and then one was the late 80s or something
All
like
right,
that.
so yeah.
Yeah, like.
So hey, since we're on the topic of football, let's talk about Monday.
As a
Everything has been said.
As a person who hates the Packers with a passion, just completely despises them.
Why?
Because fucking they're bandwagon fans recently, and also I was in a league with a Packer fan who's an asshole.
I'm aware of that. I have no quarrels with the team itself. Maybe it's fans or quote unquote fans.
So, but because of that, I like the Seahawks because
I know you do.
But at City soon. So
I really like their new uniforms. It somehow looks so much cooler, and all they had to do was just change the color a little bit, and it just looks better.
Okay, they won one in 1983, 1980, and 1976.
Okay, all right. So that was like one of their better times.
And from 1991 onward, they've been pretty awful.
Really?
Except for that one stint in like 2002 or something.
From 2000 to 2002 and like 90 and the 91 season, they were pretty good. But other than that, they've been pretty shit.
But so, do you think the people listening to this podcast know about? Do you think they follow football? Do you think
it's
they know what
America's
happened
game.
Hey, dude, you know, the gamer community is not as into football as we are.
Dude, the gamer community, like, at PAX, you meet all different types of gamers. And
sure.
I would say, like, 8 out of 10 gamers, when I bring up sports games, they're just so dismissive of it.
Yeah.
They're just
20. So we are satisfying 20% of our audience right now, and the other 80% are at risk of quitting right now.
Yeah, they're very
Let's continue talking about sports.
We could.
You know what? We're gonna be talking a lot of sports at the very end of the show, so let's
save it for then. All right.
Yeah, we can talk about the ref fuck up then. So, anyway, I guess we should start this show with what have you been playing, everybody? Thomas.
What? On a video game podcast? That seems ridiculous.
Thomas, what video games have you been playing recently?
Recently, I've been playing Fallout New Vegas and Legend of Zelda 1.
One very good game, one really awful game. So tell us about them. Tell us about Fallout New Vegas, because we've never had a perspective on that game. We all know Zelda 1 is great.
Fallout New Vegas is way the fuck better than Fallout 3. Just spitballing here, it doesn't make me angry. There's a ton of funny things that happen in this game, and it actually has a lot of heart and soul, whereas Fallout 3 was just an empty piece of shit game that was boring, stupid locale.
A dry, barren heart, soul, and kind of thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love how everyone we bring on this podcast hates that fucking game.
Which one?
Fallout 3.
I'm sorry, I do not enjoy Wastelands, and yet I like serious. I mean, it's just somehow it's supposed to be a lot like Oblivion. The controls are kind of like Oblivion, but I just look at a dead world and I'm like, I'm sorry, I live in a place that has a lot of dirt and is dry and boring already.
Yeah, if I want to see this, I'll just drive out to Sun Valley. Yeah,
well, I mean, there are games like Borderlands and other such games that have wastelands that are entertaining.
I know, but those are like very stylized games.
Yeah, and Borderlands 1 is okay, and Borderlands 2 is not just wasteland. Like Borderlands 2 has a lot of different environments.
I was just talking about Borderlands 1.
Like Borderlands 1 at least has some comedy and style behind it. Like Fallout 3, people are, Fallout 3 had comedy. Not the way Borderlands does, and not like right off the bat. Like your first boss in fucking Borderlands number 1 is 9 toes, and it says 9 toes, and then it flashes up. He also has 3 balls.
Yeah, what?
Yeah, like for no reason whatsoever. So anyway, Thomas, continue.
Anyway, Fallout 3 was just shitty. New Vegas is just. It's the direct opposite, and it just goes to show, like, if you have a fun story with fun characters and just an overall sense of humor about everything, it works. It goes a long way.
You go about having emotion instead of wasteland.
Yes, and the world is actually fun to traverse. It's actually really cool.
I would just like to say that our comments about Fallout 3, if Brittany or Charles were ever to hear this podcast, they'd be
Treason.
like, it's like, heresy, burn them at the stake. Nail them to the fucking cross.
Good news is that I actually have Fallout New Vegas sitting on my PC. I just haven't played it since I bought it, so...
Yeah, that Steam sales.
One of these days, when I'm not stressed out, I'll find 100 hours to spend on that game somehow.
Yeah, so summer drought will come.
Maybe.
It'll come.
Yeah.
We can only hope.
Because winter, we're going to be working, Anthony.
God
God damn it.
love work.
Work.
It used to be that I only got one game every 3 months, and it was actually kind of better then because I was bored more often, but it wasn't like I was overloaded.
Yeah, well, I mean, right now I'm trying to finish 2 games while playing an MMO. So, yeah, you can imagine.
An
how
MMO
that's
that you're
doing.
playing the wrong way, by the way.
Oh, yeah. I'm not leveling at all. I'm just playing pet battles, but I'll get to that in a minute. So, Thomas, is there anything else about Fallout you want to say, or does anyone have any questions about Fallout?
I don't really have anything more to discuss. I just barely started not too long ago, so I got banned in all 3 casinos because I played blackjack way too much. I broke the bank, so now I have unlimited caps, which kind of breaks the game, sort of, but not really.
All right. Well, that brings me to Ashton. What have you been playing?
Dude, I've been playing lots of Pokemon White.
All right. You know.
All right, prepping up for White 2 and Black 2. That's cool.
Yeah,
Yep.
you guys are reviewing that in what, a week and a half?
Well, I don't know, but Ashton
Well,
definitely.
Ashton is definitely reviewing like a week and a half. Ashton, are you buying it or?
I think I am. Yeah, yeah, that's how it's gonna go.
All right. Yeah.
Good news is
Because everyone, if you don't know this, we don't always get review copies, and some some cases publishers don't have enough. Some cases we just can't get in contact.
credibility at the moment.
Or sometimes we're just too small. But like that's what happened with Borderlands. You're wondering why we didn't have a Borderlands review at the same time as IGN? Because we're kind of small and they only have a certain amount of copies they can
A lot of
get.
us are also kind of doing this as hobbies at the moment. We just do it when we have time. Like, life has to be taken care of first, and then we have the time to do our
Well,
gaming journalism.
that's how it was for me until 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
And then suddenly this became my full-time job, which is why you'll notice like next week, like 4 or 5 pieces of content by me are going to be on the site.
Oh man, but yeah. So, no, it's been really interesting because I stopped playing around Silver. I got real far into Silver back in 2000, whatever, too far back.
Tell us in depth about Pokemon White, its differences, and how it made you feel.
Oh, how did it make me feel, Bronson?
That's how it make you feel.
Made me feel sad, like really sad.
Good thing or bad thing?
Oh, by the way, I forgot one segment we're doing this in the show. We're also doing the love thing.
Great
pause.
Bronson.
doing
Ashton
this
is
today?
trying to talk about Pokemon.
Sorry, go ahead.
But no.
Just
We're actually doing that today, the hour love thing.
Yes, we're doing that.
Okay, all right.
Oh,
I hope we're not doing it for an hour.
Well, it would be very funny for an hour, though, if it goes that well.
It would be very funny for an hour, but man, we'd burn out.
We'll do like a 15, 20-minute thing. Anyways.
All right. Well, anyway.
15 minutes of love.
Ooh.
That's
Yeah.
you can take that 2 ways, everybody.
AKA Wiki. All right.
I hope someone explains what this 15 minutes of love is.
Basically, it's a game.
Okay, I'll explain. Basically, we'll say a topic in gaming or in general that would normally make that person angry or say something negative, and that person has to say something positive about it. Like, we'll do a sample one. Anthony, say so, or Ashton, say one for me.
Diametric. Microsoft's handling of Rare. Stuff like that.
Here, think
Microsoft's handling of Rare. they let Rare continue to exist.
Sure.
Yeah, when we did this last week, Joe said that I just make such backhanded compliments.
Well, that's what it is. That's what it ends up being. And that's what makes it kind of funny.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, but anyways, Pokemon White.
Anyway, tell us about Pokemon White. Sorry. Go ahead.
In a lot of ways, it is absolutely completely similar to Pokemon as you would expect.
So,
they're like some of the differences are like when you go to forget a move, it says 1, 2, 3, and poof. And since I've jumped from Generation 2 to 5, it's become 1, 2, 3, ta-da. Like it's sometimes it's like those kinds of changes.
It's like
does this really need to be
you
changed? I don't know.
Something.
ta-da!
Accomplishment. Your dragon has forgotten how to roar, but it learned how to do earthquakes. Ta-da!
I just thought of like you just made me think of like Skyrim and a dragon forgetting how to roar, and then saying the Randy Savage, "Oh yeah!" instead. And
Learns the Randy Savage. Yep, that's what my dragon can do.
Exactly. Like he forgets roar and he learns, "Oh yeah."
Yeah.
Scare everyone that way. Don't roar everyone half to death. Scare them half to death.
Gets roar, learns WWF promo video. I would teach that to all my Pokemon. It would intimidate other Pokemon. That would be a real move.
Make it an HM move. It'll clear those walls out. And then they can't forget it either unless you go to the move deleter.
But the reason I brought up the 1, 2, 3 poof thing is that there were a lot of things like that where they clearly made some changes, but did not go nearly far enough, or like they either needed to make a change or just leave it as it was. Like if it isn't broken, don't fix it. 1, 2, 3 poof. At some point in the development process, they decided, you know what? Let's not say poof. Let's say ta-da.
Let's make it like a magic trick.
Right.
It's a magic trick, like 1, 2, 3.
Well, that's what those things do. Is like your Pokemon magically learns how to cause earthquakes now, instead of taking many years to understand how earthquakes work.
Right.
Instead of he forgets how to roar, but now he knows how to cause an earthquake. So.
Well, I mean, the Pokemon have a limited capacity in their brains. They can only hold 4 attacks, or
that's like saying I only know how to do 4 things in the house. I just kind of.
Well, you are trying to rationalize Pokemon here, and you're just not going to win. But there's a lot of stuff like that. On the other hand, it definitely has the same Pokemon structure still going, which I've been happy about.
How far did you get?
I am in the city where the 6th gym is.
Okay, because I got to, I forgot which one it was, either the 4th or the 5th gym where you have to go underground.
That's the 5th one.
Okay, and I got there, and he kept whooping my ass, and I had 2 options, which was to either go grind or say, fuck this game and return it to GameFly. And you can guess which option I chose.
Yep.
Oh, right. So that was one of the things was, I don't know when this started happening, and this may have been something that just happened in the first generation, but it's been so long I don't remember. I just played through Fire Red, so I feel like I would remember this, but it seems just a lot cheaper in some battles.
Well,
there are some Pokemon moves that are just dumb. Why?
Like, they've added so many stats and moves. Like, it's made it a more balanced, more competitive game for those tourney players of it. But like on the flip side of that coin, it's kind of made some battles against the AI a little bit of bullshit.
Well, so there was this. So I went into this gym that I really enjoyed. Like, so far it hasn't had the appeal of the first generation, where it was like, oh, you go into this gym and like you have to figure out like it's like a puzzle. You have to, in order to get to the gym leader, you have to figure out the pattern in which you have to step. And I liked that, and they took some of that out. But there was this one gym that it was like a roller coaster. Like you would go in, there were a bunch of neon lights and get on a roller coaster. That was really cool. But I get to the gym leader, and she has 2 Pokemon. She has 3 Pokemon, but the 2 that I was worried about, they were both Emolgas, which is basically Pikachu, but like a flying squirrel.
Yeah.
An electric flying squirrel.
Yeah, and it was actually kind of neat, I'll get to the
pretty
design.
much one of their only neat ideas in the whole Pokemon set they came up with. Yeah.
What are you
yeah,
talking
so,
about? Was it a chandelier?
You know what? I actually have my
What's this-
Pokemon. I have
No.
my Pokemon Black and White review up right now, and I'm gonna eventually read the paragraph to what I thought about the Pokemon set.
Because they were pretty dumb, most of them. But anyway,
Yeah.
continue.
Well, here I'll get to that in a minute. But the Emolga thing. So what they did was both Emolgas had. I want to make sure. I think it's Emolga, maybe something similar to that. But anyway, they both have an attack called Volt Switch, and what they do is they hit you with an electric attack, and then it subs out that Pokemon and subs in a different Pokemon in the same move, and the trainer will just spam that over and over again, constantly hitting once and then running out and jumping out, and then there's a new Pokemon. And also another thing that also came up during that battle was that gym leaders these days are not, will not shy away from using a bunch of hyper potions. And that's
actually
a bummer.
what happens is, well, I actually kind of figured out the trick to that. Don't hit the health into the red or very close to the red, because that will instantly click the gotta use a potion switch.
Oh, right, and once you like try to attack and you accidentally land it in the red, there's no way you're getting it out from there, unless you have a.
And hey, those
plan.
guys kind of taught me. Yeah, those guys also taught me to go out and buy a bunch of potions and do the same thing.
Well, right. See, that's the thing, and I actually wasn't a big fan of that. I felt like I was, winning by going out grinding, get a bunch of money, and then paying for enough potions.
Basically,
to
you're
survive.
winning by
Didn't
feeding your
feel
Pokemon
great.
Basically, you're winning by spraying your Pokemon with as much drugs as possible.
Drink,
Right.
Snivy, drink! Keep drinking, you.
Freaking, you go have a battle.
Flex your
and
arm.
you get-
Flex your arm. It'll make it better. Just let me tie this around your arm and flex. Okay. Anyway, did anyone get that reference? Anyway, so that was a bummer. But they've kept the basic structure of the gyms, and they seemed a little bit hand-holdy at first, but again, it starts to get real cheap. Not necessarily real cheap, but it gets unfair at times, and you have to figure out like a different way to handle it.
Like it totally does the JRPG thing of, okay, this boss is horseshit, so you can either A, feed it potions, or B, just grind so much that you're gonna destroy it.
And what doesn't help is I would like to be able to grind with monsters near my level. I would get like my starter Pokemon, and I would like to keep leveling it up so that I'll have it like at level 50 and come to a level 35 gym battle and destroy. But they block you off from going to future routes because you need the gym leader's help to open up a bridge or something, So
yeah,
you
they
can't
do that
use
a lot in these games now. It's like, you need this HM move, and you can only use the HM move by getting this badge from this gym. So,
Right. And I understand that, and that's always been a thing, and I enjoy that. It's just, again, it makes me feel like every, battle with a gym leader, I am just buying my way in through potions and using potions.
Through lots of healing spray drugs.
Potion and summoning sacrifice Pokemon so
And
I
also-
can use them to revive my good Pokemon. And
Yeah, also one of my biggest complaints in that game is with the grinding section. It used to be in the older games, is that you have this device in which you can you can challenge previous trainers you fought, and this was actually good because you always get more experience when you fought trainers instead. But in Pokemon Black and White, they took that away, so it took literally forever for me to get any of my Pokemon up to a decent level, and it would get really, really dull as I run through the grass all day, thinking to myself, please give me more Pokemon to beat up so my Pokemon is better. Thank you.
well, right, and so it's either pick up potions and revives and all that good stuff, or try to figure out how to grind your level 40 Pokemon on these level 20 wild Pokemon.
Yeah, that's what it feels like.
Which, one, that has a problem all its own, but two, the design of the Pokemon make it no fun.
Oh,
Because
no.
you keep encountering. You're already not very happy with the design of the Pokemon you have, and then you're going into wild Pokemon, discovering new Pokemon. And I ran into a Pokemon It is called Trubbish. Trubbish is a bag of garbage.
Yeah,
that's the Pokemon.
Okay.
He's a bag of garbage.
Should I read my paragraph on?
You know
my
what? Go
Pokemon?
ahead.
Okay,
Yeah.
so this is what I wrote in my review last year. With every new generation, new Pokemon. In this case, there are over 150 new Pokemon for a grand total of 649. At this point, I think it's safe to say the designers are running out of ideas since some of the Pokemon now resemble items. This includes a chandelier, a sarcophagus, and garbage. Some of the Pokemon even look outright ridiculous. A buffalo with an afro, bloated fish, eels, hipsters, goth, and snow cones. Now, some of the Pokemon do look seriously cool, but this latest set of Pokemon design is guaranteed to send more question marks into the air than the Pontiac Aztec. Quite a lot of the Pokemon names aren't that good either. Some of them are even hard to pronounce or read, making the latest potential Poke-Raps something the SAT should consider implementing.
Oh,
Yeah.
I can't imagine what a modern Poke-Rap could be. That would just be like a whole album trying to say all those.
I can't even say the name of the full evolution of that pigeon bird. I think it's a Guffazzant or something.
I forget what
I
it
have
was.
no
I
idea.
would have to read it.
Just I can't say it. It's like Pidgeot. There you go. See, Pidgeot is so easy to say.
Pidgeotto.
Freaking
Pidgeotto was always an awesome name.
Like whatever the name is something a kindergartner cannot say.
You know that like there is an element of silliness with Pokemon that continues. Like it was something that was with Red and Blue, and it's something that you can appreciate as well in this game. Like there is a breed of Pokemon that they're like different types. One of them's a fan, one of them's a microwave.
Microwave.
When it gets to that, when it gets to that level of stupidity, it's really funny. Like I really enjoy that.
Funny in a bad way. Very.
Oh, it's for me funny in a good
sorry,
way.
It's just like,
I want the microwave Pokemon.
How did genetics create a living snow cone? Like I'd like to ask that question.
Well, I mean,
obviously Pokemon lost.
I'm fine with it if the Pokemon are like fun, but they're not. I'm controlling a bag of garbage, and the sound of the sound of its quote unquote roar is a fart noise. I shit you not. Go look it up. It is a bag of garbage, and when it summons, it's a fart noise. I could not believe this. This is what they're coming out with.
Hey, just wait. They'll come out with another 100 Pokemon, and then try to figure out more ways to create deities for the Pokemon. Like they freaking ran out literally after, after Diamond and Pearl, but no, they kept going.
Well, no, like they first of all, the first generation had some badly designed Pokemon.
Yeah, but
looking at the
new ones, they actually don't look so.
The good ones there are fewer and fewer, but in the new generation, we've had Haxorus, which is like a dinosaur, but he's got like an axe for a head. That's pretty awesome. And Reshiram and Zekrom are the legendary Pokemon. I think those are pretty cool. Yeah. And with Black 2 and White 2, they have Keldeo to satisfy the My Little Pony, the bronies out there. And I actually like the look of it. And then they actually are creating a Pokemon that looks like some sort of robot, which is actually kind of crazy. Genesect or something. It's not that they have lost it, you know. The original artist had the best designs, of course, and all of that, but I don't think. No,
seriously, it's just the designs just throw up a huge amount of question marks.
But that said, all of that said, I'm still having lots of fun with it. I'm gonna keep going through with it and see what happens. The story, what they're doing with the story is, they're trying to say, Pokemon and humans have trouble living together. It draws up real questions.
Well, kind of.
That the protagonists don't necessarily answer too well, and neither do the antagonists, which is funny and concerning and a little bit of a letdown.
You haven't finished it, so
I haven't finished it. That's right.
Yeah, so I can't really talk much about it, but it seems like a great idea. But
okay, so
at the end, you'll see what I mean. It's just like, what, really?
It's just one side is.
I wish they went further.
It's very black and white to be, if you want your pun action, it's very black and white, is where the good guys are like, well, it's very simple. Pokemon and humans love each other. And it's, well, okay, well, you're not asking. They know one word, their name. How you don't know, like. it's very interesting, that they're delving into like a gray area issue, but they still have the black and white personality characters of Pokemon. It's kind of hilarious.
You gotta be honest, this thing is rated E, so a 6-year-old has to get it too.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. All right. So Pokemon Black and White. You excited for number 2? All right. So we're gonna close this thing. Are you excited for the next one? And what do you think so far?
I like it so far for the most part. I'm just jumping into the area where people are starting to get like the third evolution of the first Pokemon and stuff like that. So that's interesting. I like what they're doing with some of the characters, but I need to see more of the story.
Just about the most exciting.
But I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, just about the most exciting thing so far about Black 2 and White 2 is they are promising, as they look, guys, the original 150 are going to get more involved in the game this time.
That's right, and I heard from a GameStop employee that you're supposed to fight all of the trainers that you played in previous games.
Oh joy! They all travel to this unknown region, this gigantic world.
I really hope Red is the last one, and he's just ridiculously
right. That's what I'm
good.
thinking. Yeah.
I just hope that like all his Pokemon are level 100 with the best attacks possible.
Of course, it's not good. You're going
and of course,
to be
because
Red.
he's Red, he's going to have like Mewtwo, Articuno, Moltres.
He has to have Mewtwo. I don't know if he's going to get Mew. He needs to have Missing, though.
No, this is what he's going to have. The guy Red from Pokemon Red and Blue is going to have Blastoise, Charizard, and Venusaur, a Pikachu, Mewtwo, and then something else. One more.
Actually, speaking of Red, I remember in Pokemon Silver when you had to climb that giant mountain after defeating the Elite Four to have that last fight. I thought to myself, I thought I was kind of scared because it's like, how is he gone mad? Has he gone evil because he's by himself at the top of this mountain and there's no one else?
It's Candy Mountain.
It's just like, what happened to you, Red? Just like, you're scaring me. It's like there's something wrong.
He came there to train and meditate, I
know,
maybe...
but the way that cave looked, and considering I did most of it at night, it didn't really help me at all, and that cave took forever to get through.
Or maybe he loves his Pokemon a little too much. You know what I'm saying?
Frickin'. It's like
anyway,
lost his mind.
Thomas,
I'm interested. I don't know if I'm excited, but I am interested. I like the idea because they haven't tried a direct sequel to one of their core games before, really. So I would like to see how they handle that.
Thomas, do you have any comments or questions or commentary on this?
No.
Pokemon.
I played Pokemon a long time ago, but I haven't even played Pokemon. What was it, Diamonds? I haven't even played that one, so I'm just completely lost about what you guys are talking about.
I haven't played Ruby. I've played Little Diamond.
Thomas, don't feel bad. I kind of tuned out when they were talking too. I was just like, Pokemon.
Okay, well, this is what when I wrote about Pokemon Black and White. Here's what I said: if you're still interested, buy this game. If you're not interested, don't buy this game because, to be honest, at Black and White's level, it's pretty much everyone said the same thing about it. Yeah, it's pretty much the same game, but if you still care.
All right.
And apparently a lot of people still do care because these things sell as much as Call of Duty, and they both kind of share the same trait of let's not change much. Let's just change the environment. So let's not change any of the mechanics.
You should give them more credit for what they do in Black and White.
But, but these.
I would not compare them to Call of Duty at all.
I know, but both games have the whole we don't.
At least Pokemon.
You don't change the basic structure.
At least Pokemon doesn't come out yearly. Well, until now.
Right. Well, yeah.
And these games aren't even for the 3DS. They actually run on the DS stuff too, with some 3DS features if you have that system.
All right, so we should move on. Anthony, have you played anything new?
Nope.
All right,
absolutely nothing.
Great, that leaves me. Okay,
God, y'all.
So I guess I'll talk about something that kind of has Pokemon-related type thing in it. World of Warcraft Mists of Pandaria.
Yay!
I'm not going to go too in-depth because we have the raid for that, but
basically, is it good?
Yes, very. It's more cinematic than previous games. The questing experience is far improved. First thing, when you log into the expansion, if you have an 85, it says, go from the Alliance perspective, it says, okay, go to the Stormwind's War Room. Just go. You don't even have to go to the billboard to get a quest. It just gives you the quest. It just says, okay, go there.
Word of mouth says Stormwind needs you.
And you go in and you see an awesome cutscene. Then you go on top of the ship that you rode to kill Deathwing, and it flies to Pandaria, and you see that the Horde has set up shop, and you fly around in a helicopter and bomb them, get off of the helicopter and call in airstrikes, and then you proceed to kill the stragglers to establish a base. Then you find out the Horde is fucking with natives, and you have to go help the native panda people, and that's kind of how far I've gotten on my main character. A lot more cinematic, looks even better than Cataclysm did. It's, looks great. I would say that just like this is probably the strongest that questing has ever been, and they keep improving it, and that's good to see them improve with the times and with Guild Wars and whatnot. The other big thing that I can say about it is pet battles. Today I went out, and because GameStop had the Cataclysm Collector's Edition for $40, I picked it up today, and because I got a pet with it, Little Deathwing, I decided to try out the pet battles, and they are so much fun. It is like Pokemon, very much so, except with your WoW pets.
It's real time, though, right?
No, it's not. It's turn-based.
Oh, okay.
First off, Little Deathwing is a monster. And then the next thing is... this is how it starts out. You go to the lady and you get the training for it, and you pick one of your pets to be your primary pet. And you level it up to level 3, then you get a second one. Then you start doing it. You do a quest that takes you out to this one person, and she says, "Oh, hey, I'll battle you." And then she says, "Okay, well, this guy taught me this," and then you go battle him. And once you get a pet to level 5, you can have 3 pets in your rotation, and they all have different skills, and it's very similar to Pokemon. You can go out in the wild on your mini-map, it'll have these little paws, and those are pets that you can fight and catch. Like, I caught a squirrel.
Wow. That is a lot like Pokemon. Definitely figured out the inspiration of this idea, right?
I caught a squirrel and a deer.
Okay.
I remember this one guy in my guild bought Warcraft, the original World of Warcraft Collector's Edition. When he was one of those people, and he has Mini Diablo. One of his pets is Mini Diablo, and we had Mini Diablo fight Little Deathwing. That's awesome. It was awesome. Yeah.
Just one dude just caused the world to sunder, and the other one's the Lord of Hell. Great. That's perfect.
It's really
like Blastoise versus Charizard. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Well,
it's really addictive. Like, it has that Pokemon quality of being really addictive, but with it's, I feel the fighting system is a little faster paced or a little deeper, I feel. And the fact that just when I'm out questing, I can see a little paw on my map, I am now compelled to run to it, see if I have that already, and then fight it to see if I can, catch it. I'm so far, I recommend Mr. Pandaria. I haven't got too deep into it because I've been working on reviews of 2 other games. One of which is Spec Ops: The Line, which is an average. Its gameplay is pretty mediocre and average. What it is, it's a third-person modern military shooter. But dude, that game has a lot to say about war and PTSD. A lot of fucked up shit happens in that game, and once again, I'm probably at the halfway mark. I'd recommend renting it, not so much buying it, or if you do buy it, get it on the cheap end of things, because from what I can tell, it seems pretty short and the gameplay is kind of but it's definitely worth checking out if you want to see, most war games, Call of Duty are America.
Basically, they stick with the same tone of pride.
America, fuck yeah, going to save the motherfucking day, yeah. That's fucking what
That's Black Ops 1, actually.
Yeah, that's Black Ops 1. That's Modern Warfare.
It's like Modern Warfare 3 was like more the whole U.S. and the West.
Yeah, the West going to save the motherfucking day, yeah. But that's what it's like, and this is like, yo, war really fucking sucks, actually. You know, and you're a horrible person for killing all these people.
Wait, could you say that again?
War really fucking sucks, and you're
really.
Fuck you.
It isn't about running off to glory.
Yeah, no, this like at one point.
Well, it's nice to see a game portray it that way.
Yeah, like it portrays what war really is, and at points during that game, I feel really dirty. But like there are points in Spec Ops where like I feel as though I need a shower afterwards. Like, oh.
All right.
You know, like, especially because very early on in that game, you're killing fucking American soldiers. Granted, they've gone rogue, but still, like...
Yeah.
Like, one part that dawned me, this is really fucked up, is I'm on a stealth portion, and I see these two dudes, and I'm like, oh, dude, alright, I gotta put on my silencer and take them out. But they start having a conversation, and then they, like...
Yep.
And they're, like, having a conversation that you would have with your friends, and you're like, oh, god damn it.
Yeah.
Oh.
I actually, when I got to that part, I just didn't shoot. The AI eventually just decided, well, he's not going to shoot us. We have to come after him. And they just noticed me. It's like, oh, man. And I had to do it. It sucked.
Yeah. So, that game, man, like, the shooting is fine. Like, it kind of reminds me of a weaker version of SOCOM 4. For those of you who play, it's like a lesser, lamer version of that. But artistically, it's awesome. Like it has some shit to say, and I really liked where they're going with it. It's kind of going to be a really hard game to review because, like, on one hand, like I'm like, well, mechanically this is fine. It's like a 6 to a 7, but like what they're trying to say is like a 9. Yeah, so
right.
I don't know. Look for that.
It's like kind of like the same thing I said with like the last part. It's like from an artistic perspective, this game is freaking amazing. Gameplay wise, not so much. So if you highly value your gameplay mechanics, this is not going to work.
Yeah,
that's what I described.
But I think a new copy of Spec Ops now is like $40, and yeah, absolutely. If you have a PS3, 360, or PC, definitely go take a look into Spec Ops. Yeah, it's $40 new, $35 used. On the PC, it's $30 new. It's definitely worth taking a long, hard look into just because of how different it is from modern military shooters. Like I said, you know, Call of Duty and fucking Battlefield are like, America, you know, going to save a motherfucking day. And then this is like Full Metal Jacket. There you go. That's the way. Or Jarhead.
Okay.
You've seen that movie. Like, that's kind of what it reminds me of. So yeah, go check out Spec Ops. It's pretty neat. The other game I've been playing, you've all been playing probably, because every time I log on to a game system, be it PS3, PC, or 360, my entire friends list is playing this game, Borderlands 2.
All right.
So
that's a game that I think people are interested in. Maybe, I don't know.
Maybe, yeah, kind of. It's okay. No, it's really good. Like, every time I pop that game in, I at least lose 2 hours to it. It's a lot of fun. Right now, I'm level 17, almost 18. I got to the point where somebody betrays you. That's all I'm gonna say, so I don't spoil anything. And I'm doing the side quest to prep for the main story missions. I really like the game's shooting mechanic has improved from the first one. The world is just a lot more interesting. Like, Borderlands 1 was desert, and more fucking desert, with some interesting locales in between. Like, this is very varied. Like, you start out on kind of a snowy mountain, and then there's, like, this desert area, and then there's this kind of mountainous area, and this valley, and then there's main city areas. It's a little more varied, I feel. and the shooting mechanic is improved, but they still have that loop. They still have the RPG feedback loop that I've talked about, where they're constantly rewarding you with experience or new guns or money. And another thing they did is Borderlands 1 kind of had the EverQuest vanilla WoW quest structure of go kill 10 of these, do this, without really telling you why or giving you kind of a bullshit excuse. Versus this, which kind of has the Cataclysm or Guild Wars quest structure of having more meat behind it. Like one of the ones I did recently was for Dr. Zed. Dr. Zed, he's like, hey, this has, I want to find out the effect of this on humans. So I need you to go kill a bunch of people and inject it into their corpses to see what happens.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like that was really funny. The game totally has a bunch of humor in it. Like there's this 13-year-old girl demolitions expert who is constantly talking about sex. And it's weird.
Man,
and,
okay.
Like another really funny one is you complete the quest for her to blow up this train railway, and you turn it in. And it's like, well, you successfully got the power core and made best friends with a 13-year-old demolitions expert. Good job.
All right.
The game has a really good sense of humor. I really can't say much negative about it so far, other than the fact that at times some of the side quests can be a little grindy, and I feel as though at points in that game co-op is fucking required. There are some points in that game where it's like, you've got to be fucking kidding me.
So I was going to ask, is it possible, would it be fun to play this just by yourself?
It would be. I have spent a large portion of it alone, with rare exception. Like a couple days ago, I logged in. I played with one of my PAX roommates, Brandon, and neither of us turned our mic on. I was lazy, and because I didn't turn on, I guess he didn't turn his on. And we get to this boss, and I was ahead of him in the story, so I know what to do. So I literally had him just be the meat shield for this boss with his turret, because he's the commando, and I'm the gunzerker, and I just get behind it and keep firing, and then the repair drone keep firing and beat it. And I killed it before it gets taken away, because if you do that too slowly, it gets taken away to another site, and you have to go chase it and go through a whole other thing. Like, I thought that just happened automatically, but apparently you can kill it quick enough. So I thought that was really cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's good to know.
It's a great game, and if you have friends to play it with, it's even better. And if you are listening to this, I have the PS3 version. Add me on PSN. I will happily play with you. I have a level 17 gunzerker named Walter White. And the reason I named him that is because when looking, you can customize your character. At first, it's kind of weak, but you unlock more options the more you play. And the option that I chose at the first was called Breaking Bald. And his head looks like Walter White from Breaking Bad. Except instead of being like a average sized man, ex-chem teacher meth cook, now he's a badass gunzerker. So I named him Walter White.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
It sounds like a lot of fun.
It is. Once I wasn't big on the first Borderlands. I went to PAX, played Borderlands 2, came away very impressed, but thought, man, but I was really in the ideal environment to play that game. I was playing 4-player co-op, with pretty awesome people. So I really hope that this game turns out as good. And they've improved in the areas where they improved. Environments are more varied, story's much improved, and shooting doesn't feel all stiff. So, yeah. Any questions or comments about Borderlands 2?
Would a guy like me who doesn't like shooters even like it?
Yes. The RPG elements are compelling. The story's kind of neat. And each character has a skill tree like Warcraft, so you can spec your dude to play differently. Like, I've spec'd my Gunzerker into Brawn, so he just has a ton of health, So when I play co-op, I can just be a wall of bullets and meat. And Anthony, I think you'd be kind of into the support role. It's called the Siren, where she has this ability called Phase Lock, which just sucks all the enemies into this vortex where they can't move, and then everyone guns them down.
That sounds pretty cool.
And you have the power of elemental damage from and she has elemental damage. Then there's the Assassin, his name is Zero. He has the power of invisibility, creating a hologram of himself, and he uses swords and sniper rifles. Then the last one is the Commando, which he has a turret and machine guns. And that's really what I can say. Yeah. I haven't played him really that much. My main is the Gunzerker. So, yeah, there's not many flaws with it, and I highly recommend everyone goes to pick it up. It's definitely going to be one of those games when we do our end of the year awards that I'm going to speak very positively for.
Great.
So, yeah. Anyone play anything else awesome? Or general?
Driver San Francisco is still awesome.
That's nice.
I'm playing it right now. I love this driving game.
Well, Anthony, you need to talk about the news. Break it out for me.
All right, time for the news. And the news is that the Gymquisition continues to be a realization machine for me.
All right. How so?
Pretty much points out a lot of stuff in the industry, but the one thing I forgot to talk about last week is that you linked me an episode of the one that talks about how when a game is emotional, it needs to cover the emotional spectrum. It can't be stuck in one spot the whole time. Like, emotional doesn't mean depressing the whole time. There needs to be some happiness so that we understand why there's sadness in it. So, basically, after finishing Mass Effect 3, I somehow couldn't love the game. I loved Mass Effect 1 and 2. I couldn't love the game. And I really liked Mass Effect 3. I loved the mechanics. I'm okay with the ending. I'm not going to bash on it. But there was something missing about it. And after watching the episode about game emotion, I figured it out. The game spends the whole time talking about Shepard just freaking having this whole angst issue. And that's it.
See, I disagree with that because there are like major victories in that game.
I think they're few and far between. It's like I get how Anthony would get that feeling because that game is mostly a sad bit.
But the thing is, they're doing the reverse of that. They're doing the reverse of Final Fantasy IX, where you're happy for a good portion, then sadness hits, or Final Fantasy X, where fucking Titus is super optimistic most of the time, and then just fucking world keeps beating on him at that one segment. But they're doing sadness most of the time, so the happiness of winning on Tachanka,
there are a few moments, yeah,
where those few moments of happiness or winning seems high. They wanted this to feel oppressive, and they succeeded, in my opinion.
Well, what I really loved about Mass Effect 3 was what it did. Like Mass Effect 2 felt like a blockbuster movie in some ways, where it delivered on those hits. It perfected that. This is a sad moment. This is a happy moment. Sad, not like spectacularly, but it just the standard formula. What Mass Effect 3 did was sometimes it would hit you. And then when you're supposed to get lifted up again, it hits you harder. And that's what happened for me on Thessia. There was just this moment where I was like, oh, finally, we have at least something. Oh, no.
I wasn't that, honestly, when I was not connected to Thessia that much. Like, that when that happened, I thought, well, that sucks, but...
Yeah, Turian's lost a lot. Earth has lost a lot.
Yeah,
Earth homeworld is still okay.
Yeah,
another planet. Thessia is the
It's beyond just Thessia. There were events that happened on Thessia concerning your mission where everything went wrong.
Yeah, absolutely.
Again.
It's just like we got things that have gone wrong, and we're gonna put more wrong on top of the wrong. Oh, Tuchanka,
right.
Yeah. Here's some happiness, but we're gonna keep pounding you down to the earth until
there's still Morden among the Tuchanka bit.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Like, I thought Morden was so much more depressing than anything that happened on Thessia. That like
one life compared to the loss of millions, and
but
add on to the fact that your mission was close to being much more easily realized, and you had a chance to save more lives.
But the thing is, I knew I was going to succeed in my mission anyway, and Thessia, like, okay, another planet's lost along with my fucking home world of Earth. And like half of the Turian homeworld. You know, oddly enough, this doesn't seem that big of a loss when I think of the grand scheme of things.
Okay, when I was able to suspend belief on succeeding in my mission, so it made all those moments feel much better.
You know, granted, I thought it was a big moment, but like I thought Morden was so much worse for me because you had you had a personal connection with him, and B, I've seen so many fucking planets.
If you played Mass Effect 2, you knew what that connection was. Just the scientist Solarian, and he said, it's just like, of course it had to be.
I love the scientist.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I've connected with all of these players, these characters, but and I'm not saying that I wasn't affected by Morden, but you know, I don't know, man. Thessia, I could not sleep that night. That sucked.
Yeah, I don't know. That one didn't get me that much.
I don't know. It's just for me, it was. I mean, I understand the whole fact that it's kind of hard to be cheerful, especially when you consider that everyone is freaking dying in the universe. That is something that's really hard to find happiness in. But
first off, I think you need to look at the 3 games as a whole instead of Mass Effect 3 as its own game.
Yes, I did.
Because like Mass Effect 1 and 2, there are these major victories, so that 3 can exist to beat you with a pipe wrench.
Well, yeah, definitely 2. Like, definitely 2. Like, what that had that... Again, what I was saying about that being like a blockbuster, you know, you have your major victories. You know, there's some downfalls and such, but there's some great victories in there. And so it makes that... It makes each hit harder every time they hit you in 3.
Yeah, so
this conversation has made me go from I figured out why I didn't love the game to now I don't know what I'm back to trying to figure out what's missing in Mass Effect 3. There's something about it that stops me from loving the game. There's something missing. I can't figure it out again.
Well, Anthony,
I thought I found it, but now this conversation is like, you know what? Maybe that's not what is missing. I just don't know what it is.
Well, we'll have our weekly Mass Effect talk because clearly months later we still can't get over it.
Yeah, it's just. Well, the multiplayer didn't ruin the game. I was actually okay with the ending, even though it went from plot holes to really generic utopia, happily ever after. But I didn't mind that, and it's just, there's something wrong with it. Just something.
I didn't see utopia.
Anyway,
I'm talking
extended cut.
The extended cut ending.
It's all.
I still have not seen that. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, well, it becomes the generic happily ever after, and I was like, oh well.
After reading film critic Hulk's analysis of the ending, I'm like, you know what? He's kind of right. So
see, for me, it's just like for him. Like, see, for me in storytelling, my viewpoint on storytelling, don't have to agree with this, is if I have to read a thesis, if I have to understand a mental, philosophical theory to understand the ending, I think you have essentially lost people.
Well, I think that
I
think that that's why high art is not for everyone. You know, that's exactly why when I Spec Ops, I sit down and play Spec Ops, I'm not going to recommend that game to anyone I know who likes Call of Duty. Why? Because fucking they're gonna be like, the gameplay here kind of sucks.
Yeah, but I'm a guy who tends to think a lot, and even then I couldn't understand the point to the original ending. Like, it's just I didn't get it. It's just like there's so many plot holes, but you know.
Okay, so what was a plot hole for you? Because I can try and fucking
Okay, well, this is just all first impression. So, first off, it's just like, so what was the Normandy doing running away from the battle, and what the hell happened to my squad mates on Earth? Every one of them.
Okay, so your squad mates on Earth got back on the fucking Normandy. It's not like the Normandy can't land, because you saw that in the fucking, that moment there. And then why was the Normandy running away?
I'm talking about the original, not the extended.
I know. You know, why was you saw him and one of your party members get out of the Normandy when it crash lands. But that's what I was saying. And then fucking as for why the Normandy was running away, I don't know about you, but if I saw a fucking giant wave of radiation heading for my ship, or what looks like it anyway, I'd probably get my ass moving too.
I wasn't bothered by why it was moving away. I was bothered by the fact that everyone and the Normandy was on Earth, and then in the next instant was way far away from it.
Yeah.
That was my issue.
Well, like me, I just kind of filled in the blank of, well, yeah.
Yeah, my slight problem is
the Normandy and got back.
Okay, I'm kind of okay with the fact that fill in the holes with your imagination, but the imagination could go into a billion different directions. So now everyone has their own idea of what the heck happened.
Well, yeah.
Also, when I saw it,
the point of that ending was not closure. You spent the whole game getting closure. You know, that is not the point of that ending. That ending was just to show that, like, the artistic statement being said in that ending is, it's continuing or ending the cycle depending on what you did there. You know, did you go and ally with the Reapers to fucking stop it? Did you blow up all the Reapers, or did you synthesize, or did you do nothing? And, you know, the whole point is it goes in cycles.
Which, you know, because it cycles regardless of the ending, bums me out.
Pick one out of the RBG color palette.
Well, I mean, it's more than that, but like the fact
I
was trying to preserve the universe as it was. And the fact that none of the endings could help me do that, and that they have all the right in the world to do that. It's their universe, but that's what I loved about Mass Effect, and that's what would have kept me interested in Mass Effect, is if they kept that universe going.
They do in the extended cut DLC, at least in 3 out of the 4 endings.
Yeah, the extended cut just went from, well, here's something. It went from things that really anchor people, but hey, cause a lot of thought provoking, to, okay guys, we filled in all the holes and here's a happily ever after. All right.
Because what I was looking for was like more Mass Effect games in a 10 years after the events of 3, and following some new crew of people.
Okay, well they can do that with 3 out of their 4 endings. So
okay, well, yeah, I have to look at the extended cut, because considering what I interpreted out of the original, that was just impossible.
Yeah.
Well, because the mass relays were just damaged; they weren't destroyed.
Yeah, but
those explosions did not look like just damages. But
yeah,
okay.
Because when I first saw that happen, I was like, "You got like." When I first saw the Mass Effects literally supposedly looked like they were blowing up, I thought to myself, you can't have anything happen after this. Like, mass relays allowed this to happen in the first place.
Actually, you could, if
you want to get technical. Yes, you could.
Well, no, they had the fucking warp drives, so they could get to their fucking home planets, and then they could rebuild the relays because they know about the technology.
There's a problem with that, is they haven't exactly figured out mass relay technology yet, and the warp drive uses fuel and can only go within a system, not throughout the galaxy. And if you looked on the galaxy map, Earth is kind of far away from everything else. So, and they don't have the maps to do this the hard way.
Yeah.
So
they would eventually do it, but it would take.
Yeah, because all the Turians and Solarians now stuck on Earth will now have to colonize Earth, the moon,
and then they die,
Mars.
Pretty much, right? I mean, some of them at least, because of their diets.
Turians would, yes.
Yeah.
Because they can't eat human food, and that sucks.
Yeah.
And that's, of course, interpreted from the original endings, but I still have yet to see the extended cuts myself. So
the extended cut kind of fills in all the holes, and at the same time, it was like, okay, you guys kind of went for Utopia. All right, sure, whatever.
Yeah.
Oh. But anyways,
right, I'll watch those, and then next GameKast, we can have our next weekly.
Yeah, I'm stuck back into Mass Effect 3 is great, but I still can't figure out what one thing that's constantly nagging me.
I will
spend the rest of the year trying to figure this out.
Yeah.
I still have Mass
I
Effect 3.
tried to come up with
the multiplayer was poorly handled.
I tried to come up with a million things and none of them really fit. It's just I thought to myself, the music? No, that can't be right.
What you need to do is replay it in that case.
I probably will. I need to find 20 hours and just go through it again. I still have 2 shepherds sitting in the queue to be played.
Like, you just need to go through it again and point it out. Like for me, it's just that it didn't have as... Like, they just kind of took 2... slightly improved the combat, and emotionally it didn't hit as hard because
the problem there is they did improve the combat. I love the combat, but then they took down there was no collecting of teammates again, which was a big part of 2 and added a lot of fun. You limited
there
you
was
down
also
to
the problem
6.
that everyone was like, man, I want this guy back in my team. I want this guy back in my team. But you couldn't really put Mass Effect 3 together and have every squad mate come back in some way. So Legion could be in... Was Legion in a good group? I don't know.
Legion came back to the ship, and so did Morden, and so did... Like, I don't know why Grunt didn't come back to your ship, because... because Grunt, like, you find him, and he's like, yeah, I'm gonna go continue to work with the Krogan squad. I'm like, why, fucker?
Fine.
So you can take part in saving the galaxy instead of, your
Krogan
little...
pride?
Yeah, alright, fine.
It's like Star Trek with, what's it called? The Klingons. That's what I think of when I think of Turians. When I compare them, I think the rationale is the pride for their race, preserving their race. Now that the genophage is eliminated,
That was so awesome when you did that, though. It's like you have saved the Krogan's future.
That was a good victory.
Yep.
The loss of Morden, soured it a little bit, but Morden went out in a badass way.
Someone else had to do it. If I was like, I had to do it, otherwise someone would mess up or whatever that line was.
Yeah, that's a great line.
Yeah.
Should we put notes saying Mass Effect 3 spoilers?
Not really. It's been 6 months actually.
Should we just say, hey, Mass Effect 3 spoilers, you should have played it anyway? At this point, I don't know.
Well, we have our 6 months rule, and it's past 6 months.
Is it a 6 months rule? Okay.
Yep.
I was wondering what the rule was. I was wondering if it was 3 months or 6 or 9. I forget.
No, we give a game 6 months, and then we just spoil it because by then almost everyone who wanted to play it has already played it.
You would hope.
Yeah. But hey.
Anyway, we will certainly talk about this many more times before the Game of the Year podcast, and then we'll talk about it for.
The game just keeps coming up, even when we don't want to talk about it.
I think that's a sign of like a real great game.
Maybe it is a great game because it's just something causes people to keep talking about it, and therefore it's ever remembered like this.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't go that far. I mean, I honestly it's gonna currently it's on the bottom half of my top 10 for the year.
I haven't found that many good games.
For me, I don't know.
I enjoyed.
Right now, I would say the top of my list right now is like Walking Dead, Journey, Borderlands, Diablo, Pandaria. What else was pretty high? Theater Rhythm, Kingdom Hearts. And then I'd probably
you're putting Theater Rhythm over
Hey, Theater
Mass
Rhythm
Effect
is
3?
very good. If you love music games and you love Final Fantasy music, it's very good.
Yeah, basically.
I guess they put a demo out.
I'm just having trouble putting it over Mass Effect 3.
They put a demo out.
It's your list.
They put a demo out, and I couldn't stop playing Theater Rhythm.
My thing is with Mass Effect, it didn't connect with me as much as it did everyone else. Like, none of the games did.
It's weird.
Like everyone's like, "Oh, Mass Effect's the greatest thing ever." When the first one came out, I'm like, I didn't get that. Like the game, I'm like, man, this gameplay really fucking sucks.
From an artistic perspective, I know
like, that game.
Wow.
Yeah, it's art, story. It's fucking.
That's why people like Fifth Element. It's an artistic world. It's got some great characters, but when you actually watch the movie now, it is, oh my god, that's got some problems. Chris
Yeah.
Tucker. Jesus
I
Christ.
still agree that Mass Effect 1 didn't have very good combat.
But
It
Mass
was
Effect 2,
okay if you were optimistic about it.
And then the second one was a great game, but like the shooting was kind of and I liked the
very bland.
bland.
You couldn't find much wrong with it, but you couldn't find much great to say about it either.
Oh, what?
So bland.
Both of you on that.
I mean, like it like the shooting.
Well, actually, I wouldn't say that for.
It reminds me of a better controlling Spec Ops, is what the shooting kind of reminds me of. Like, you know.
I certainly find Mass Effect combat more interesting than whatever Spec Ops has.
You know,
those games, like I just didn't connect with them. You know, Theater Rhythm though, I play that every time I'm on a bus. And the entire plane ride to PAX, the part of the plane ride I was awake from the ride back from PAX. You know, anytime, you know, like when I just wanted some quick entertainment because it's fun. I'm always chasing high scores and new levels to unlock for characters. You know, and the music is great. Versus Mass Effect 3, I did one playthrough of it, and I was like, yeah, that was pretty good.
They're different
That's the other thing, too. When I finished Mass Effect 2, I played through that game.
Something.
You guys hear me now?
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's like the other thing, something about Mass Effect 3. Is that in Mass Effect 2, I loved it enough that I played it 6 times. In Mass Effect 3, I've only played it once and haven't looked back at it yet. And the only reason why I'm going back to it is to figure out the one thing I can't put my finger on right now. So,
yeah.
Anyway, you know, we're gonna have plenty more times to talk.
This game will keep coming up
but
in the internet and our podcast. So yeah.
Yeah.
We need to quit it.
All right. So.
All right. The news.
News.
Right. So. The reason why I started with that whole Mass Effect thing is a ex-developer from BioWare says that the founders have left due to overwhelming negativity from Star Wars: The Old Republic and Mass Effect 3.
Well,
overwhelming negativity and absolute hate, people blasting them, petitioning them.
Well, that's what happens when you design an MMO without a fucking end game. Okay, and then as for Mass Effect, people are just stupid. That's like that is a great game. I will acknowledge it's a great game. I don't get what these people are like. The ending was terrible and it ruined the trilogy.
The thing is, I am fine.
Those people need to go. Just stop. They just need to stop.
I am fine with people not liking something. I'm somewhat okay with people hating something. But when you go as far as to demand things, which, by the way, Film Critic Hulk, that article, there's one thing I really do agree with the article, is people that saying we want, as in, we deserve a good ending.
Right.
Well, what? Why? It's that's just being spoiled.
Gamer entitlement, man.
Yeah, it's just
whoa, Thomas is still here.
Yeah, I know.
Sorry, I was away from my desk for a little bit.
Right.
Sorry about that.
But yeah, it's just I think people get so emotionally attached with Mass Effect that when something does go wrong at the worst possible moment, they just frickin' lose it completely.
Well, the thing that pisses me off is it's fine to change something from the feedback of your fans, but doing what they were doing, a petition and sending them cupcakes and
outright anger videos with a threatening tone to them. We want this. Why are you doing this? You guys are terrible. You've lost all my respect. You guys are mean, and you guys should go lose your jobs or something. You're doing a terrible job. Get out. You're fired.
I mean, there was also they filed something to the FTC.
Yeah,
because they were sold a product that was misleading.
There was a guy, there's a guy who even threatened a lawsuit because of false advertising.
That's it, yeah.
Wow. Really?
It's just a combined effort. It's a combined effort of gamer entitlement, people not understanding storytelling.
I think that's the danger you run when you create something so great. You have to be very careful because when you screw up, people will.
The risk you run is stupid people. Like that's the risk to it.
Extremely vocal.
Overly entitled and stupid people. And the people who are both of those happen to be the loudest.
Yeah. It's not easy to, like, here's something I really want to point out. It's not easy to make a game. It takes years to make this stuff. Many hours, endless hours, every single day, every single week, and years of planning and designing to make stuff like this happen. And when they put all their heart and soul into this game, and this is the kind of reaction they get, I wouldn't be surprised if they quit their jobs because people are way too unappreciative of what they do and how much time they put into it. Like,
if that report was true, then yeah, that did happen.
Sure, people have things that they build or make and they're quite proud of, right? Now imagine the whole world crashing down on it just because you had a slip up. So yeah,
it's not even a slip up. It was them deciding to end it one way that they wanted to end it that way.
And this thing isn't going to destroy your life. Like, yes, I understand that Mass Effect 3 may not have as much of an emotional impact. Yes, I want.
Also, let me say this. Also, no, just because you really like something doesn't mean you own it. Yeah,
yes,
there you go.
Yeah.
You didn't write the story for this, and if you think you can do a better job, great. Go write a fan fiction. You put your own twist to it.
Go start a game. Why not? There are forums where you can build games with people.
You know what? Movie Bob said this during one of their Escapist Expo panels. Why couldn't the fucking Mass Effect fans write fan fiction like the rest of us?
Yeah, like if you have a great idea for Mass Effect, like, actually, here's a great. If you don't like it, write it your way. Share it with the world, and I'm pretty sure there are a lot of people out there who would love your perspective, your idea of how the trilogy should have ended. That's perfectly fine, and I'm all for that. But, gee, I can't even finish my thought right now. I'm sorry.
We need to move on because this is a big, tough subject. But I just want to say
it's pretty much set the world on fire, and it's doing it again on the podcast.
Yeah. It's coming up again. We're still feeling the effects. But I just want to say, all this video game stuff, the video game stuff we do, the stuff this is all made up. It's all made up. It came from someone's head.
Yeah.
This is nothing to even think about getting angry about unless it's threatening the lives of people. If it's something like Blackwater or Call of Juarez the Cartel or something real bad like that. Otherwise, this is all made up fun and playtime.
If Halo 4's ending sucks, everybody, we should protest.
Well, at least
we should fucking carve fucking Bungie into the chest of those fuckers at 343 if it sucks. There you go.
Yeah, and here's the other thing too. But in a lot of games, though, it's just like, well, it didn't end well. Oh well. But in BioWare's case, that's a huge problem because storytelling is what they do. It's part of their name. It's just something that you associate with the company. So when you screw up, people really get.
Well, they didn't screw up. That's the thing. That's the one thing is they didn't screw up.
I don't know how to put it. Maybe screw up is not the right word. Do something that fans don't like. It's just like, you guys are supposed to be storytellers, and you gave me this. Yeah.
Gave me what I didn't want in the story.
Yeah. Well.
Moving
on. I pretty much ran out of things to say, so moving on. Hey! Mass Effect is indeed a trilogy.
God damn it,
fucking damn it, Anthony!
Small news, okay? There is a trilogy set coming, and that means Mass Effect 1 is also coming to PS3.
Great. PS3 owners, you get to experience that very fucking terrible gameplay with the great everything else. Moving forward, okay.
No more BioWare stuff. And Madden and NFL 14 might actually have referee likenesses in the game. So now if you find a referee in Madden NFL 14 that keeps screwing up, you can identify him in real life and hate him.
I want the NFL referee game. I want you to be able to play as the referees and like simulate the first few weeks of this season.
That is not an interception. That is a touchdown, and those guys have won the game.
That ref still. We'll get into this later, but
yeah. I would just like to say after that happened, this fucking on Twitter, the leader of the Refs Association or whatever is Ed Hockley, and on Twitter someone posted somewhere Ed Hockley is doing crotch push-ups surrounded by tigers while drinking Chardonnay and listening to fucking Mambo Number 5. Like just
right. That was oh god. Anyway, next piece. Let's go.
Right. So Halo 4 is going to have a flood multiplayer mode. Essentially, it's kind of like a zombie thing, which 2 players start out as infected and they try to infect everyone else.
So awesome. Neat, yeah.
I'm into it.
Right. And Forza Horizon, they're going to have this season pass that's pretty much the typical pass in which you get car packs and a bunch of other nice little goodies for 4,000 Microsoft points, which is about $50 US, which in my opinion is way too much for a season pass.
I don't know. It depends what you get because like
it's just more
those car packs though are fucking expensive. Those car packs are like fucking what are they? I don't know. They're like what? $8, $10 a pop, and there's like 12 of them. Like every time, there's so fucking many. Yeah, so.
But I still think it's kind of pricey considering that. Well, maybe in Forza Horizon case it's not as bad, but in Forza 4 you had I don't even remember 300, 400, 500 cars, and all the DLC and all the car DLC kind of adds 80. 100 on top of that, and even with a season pass and you bought everything, you've essentially bought the game twice. Especially considering, and yeah, so there's actually this one car pack for Forza 4. It's like the Porsche expansion pack. It gave you mostly recycled cars from Forza 3 and costed $20.
Okay, so these new season pass things, in some cases, in some cases, I'll be, I'm kind of happy for them. Like Borderlands, it's like, okay, pay $30 now and get the 4 DLCs, which are gonna be $10 a piece for $30. All right, yeah.
Gears 3 did a good job with that too.
Like Gears did a good job. As much as like Call of Duty, do you actually get the maps, or do you just get early access to the maps?
You're asking the wrong crowd here.
Yeah.
I assume you get the maps, so I'm going to pretend Call of Duty does a good job. And if you don't get the maps, then that's like the worst pass of all time ever. But
people would actually buy it.
Yes. Like in some ways these season passes are good if you know you really like the game and whatnot. Like I'll totally buy the Halo one. But yeah.
I mean, Forza 4 may be a bit expensive, but I think I like their system a lot. At least in the case of cars, because it's like, hey, you can buy the whole pack, or you can buy an individual car if you don't care about the whole pack. And if you know you're getting everything, here's a season pass. So you'll save you some money.
Yeah.
They just need to price it right, so it doesn't like say we're gonna overprice our car pack, so you have to get the expensive season pass.
Yeah, like you just have to do it correctly. Like Uncharted did. Uncharted had a great deal. In fact, if you paid, I think it was $30 or $40, you got all the DLC, which includes skins and like I think the total value of all the Uncharted DLC is like $90. It's something ridiculous. So like that was good. I same with Saints Row. Saints Row did a good job with that. I mean, it's just a matter of like how you do it. Like I would love for them to do that with Skyrim. Granted, I'm a PS3 user, so Anthony and I bought the wrong version of the game.
It had a cool looking case, but that's about the only part.
Yeah, you know what? The case looks cooler, so fuck you people.
We got a cooler case. We're so aspirational.
We got a cooler case, and at times it looks better, even though the frame rate's garbage.
Well, the frame rate's better now, but yeah. Freaking. Oh. Or if you actually don't care about the games, you can wait for the Game of the Year edition to come out for it, which includes everything at a much lower price of like $40.
Yeah,
that's just gonna come out, even though it's gonna be 2 or 3 years after.
It'll be $60, and it'll come with all the DLC. That's how they roll. That's how they do it with everything.
Yeah, but the game has to be pretty old for that stuff to happen first. So.
It has to be at least a year old. Game of the year, like just recently, it's been a full year, and the Uncharted 3 Game of the Year edition just came out.
Yeah, if it won a lot of Game of the Year awards, then they'll put one out early.
If it won a Game of the Year award, they'll put one out.
They'll say best game of all time collection.
Yeah.
It won everything or something. Okay, moving forward. So hey, Metal Gear Solid Ground Zeroes will have base building, and from what I read, Peace Walker had the same idea.
Hey, you know what? That's cool, but I knew about that because I went to PAX and was at their live presentation.
Oh, Mr. Elite.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not everyone knew about that, so we should announce it.
Okay, great.
All right, Sony is planning for PlayStation 3 to be supported until at least 2015.
I'm not surprised. They supported the real games kept coming out on the PS2 until like midway through 2009, and games in general kept coming out for it well into 2011. This was the first year that they did not have a game for the PS2. So
they still have a few months, man. Get that Madden out.
Just like the game, it's just one point, just like the only game of 2012.
PS2. Yeah, we should have a PS2 Game of the Year awards.
Oh.
just hunt on the website for the one game that came out.
Right.
Just give it an award, and then they'll just say the Gamer Access approves of this game.
WWE 13.
Okay, so in PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale, they're not going to announce any more new characters, so the list is going to top at 20 fighters for now.
Okay. That's 20? Just 20?
Yeah, there's only 20 fighters.
That's kind of weak, but okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure there's going to be some secret ones that you have to unlock, but...
Yeah, they could be lying about it. So, for those of you who are soccer fans, FIFA 13 is enjoying its best launch ever with 350,000 sold. Oh.
Goal!
You could not have gone for an easier soccer joke.
Yep.
Man.
That was good, actually. That actually fits in with the fact that FIFA 13. And so, yeah, basically EA Sports is enjoying great success with Madden 13 and FIFA 13. The Wii U is going to have region locking, so if you are hoping to buy the games in Japan that will never come out in the rest of the world, you're going to be out of luck unless you buy a Japanese Wii U. Yep. Okay, for the 0.1% of PC users out there that use Linux, Steam is going to come to the Linux operating system. What games will come with it? Outside of all the Valve games? Don't know. But, hey, Linux got a bit more support there.
Dragon's Lair.
I know that they're also getting Penny Arcade on the Rain-Slick Precipice of Darkness, Episode 3, this November for Linux.
Nice. Yeah. Last piece of news I have is that just a little trivia. Blizzard's Titan MMO now has over 100 people working on it, and they've been doing this for the last 4 years. So expect huge things from this.
Well, what if this thing flops?
They were working on World of Warcraft for 4 years, so, and games are a lot harder to make now. So.
Yep.
Sure. Doesn't make it any less impressive and daunting.
Okay, and I'm out of news.
Super.
And I'm all out of news.
Solid Snake doing his news show at 5
I was doing Duke
p.m.
Nukem, but yeah, that works too.
Okay.
Really, is there much of a difference?
I guess not. You know, when you think about it, you got your
Today-
American Duke
today-
and your Japanese Duke.
Today on Channel 2 News, Marcus Phoenix talks about sports.
Oh God.
Yeah.
The Ravens beat the Browns last night.
You gotta say it in like a really gory manner too, or something.
Ah, the Ravens beat the Browns last night. Ah, hell. Go Browns.
I need ammo.
I'm looking for. I'm hoping there are a couple PS2 games released in 2011. But I'm trying to find one released this year.
What were the 2011 ones?
Well, we're starting to have a lot of awkward pauses.
WWE All Stars is one of them.
Of course. I enjoyed that game.
Oh,
I don't know what it's like on the PS2. I imagine it's similar.
Hold
The game's
on.
ridiculous.
Okay, so the last PS2 game ever released was released on March 6, 2012,
Wow.
and it was MLB 2K12.
What? 2K12?
Yep.
What are you doing? Is that like did they just decided to like port last year's sports game?
And update the roster, yeah.
Right. Releasing a 12 sports game on the actual year 2012. That's messed up.
I think that baseball games actually are the actual year, to my knowledge.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think that's how it works with baseball games.
Because didn't EA or not EA, but 2K cancel? No, it was EA. They canceled NBA Live 2013. Oh no, 2K does the 2K. Okay.
Yeah, so
That was news though. If you were interested in NBA Live, it's canceled this year.
yeah, MLB is the baseball games are actually the year. So
Okay.
so
all right.
yeah, the
Okay.
last PS2 games, the last PS2 game ever released, it goes out on a whimper with
Man.
Well, you never know. There could be another one coming.
oh my
Someone's
god.
just gonna do it.
I will be satisfied with one game per year.
You know, come to think of it, the university I go to, we just got some old PS2 development kits.
We should make PS2 games.
And those development machines are huge. Freaking.
The Gamer Access video game.
Yep. First level
Choose
is
from your selection of bear.
Yep. So great.
I'd imagine a TGA game is going to be crazier than Katamari.
Oh yeah.
It's just going to look even more whacked than
Well, because
Katamari
you have to
because
combine it with GameKraft, and GameKraft has had, 4+ years of ridiculousness.
Yeah, so
how many gaming ideas have we came up with in the past 4 years?
just so you guys know, the PS1's last game was FIFA 05.
Oh, wow. All right.
Man, sports games really like to
They hang around.
the very last thing to show up.
So, that's
So here's what we're going to do. What was that? It was the MLB
oh
2K12?
my god, I have a list of games. Okay, hold on. These are the last games released for each system.
All right,
ready?
let's hear it.
Let's do this now.
Yeah.
All right. For the Atari 5200, it was Gremlins,
What year?
We're going real far back.
1986.
All right.
Are you,
For the Atari 2600, it's Clax, 1990.
Fuck yeah.
Good lord. 2600 had a game in 1990?
the 2600, the
ridiculous.
2600 lived on for a long time because Atari failed to come up with a good successor.
Well, yeah.
The Nintendo Game & Watch, Mario the Juggler, October 16th, 1991.
Oh dear.
The Sega Master System, Sonic the Hedgehog, October 25th, 1991.
That was their last.
What?
Wow. All right.
There's also
Weird.
Sonic the Hedgehog on that one.
For the NES, it was Wario's Woods, December 1994, unless you count unofficial releases. Then it was Sunday Fun Day in 1995.
Talking about unofficial. What does that even mean?
I have no idea.
It's
But,
like
I,
a bootleg copy?
Not licensed by Nintendo.
but I find it weird that the last NES game was 1994. So
Yeah.
for the Atari Lynx, it was Super Asteroids and Missile Command 1995.
Okay.
For the Atari Jaguar, it was
Do the math.
Yeah.
That's 64
Yeah.
processing.
it was a Fight for Life 1996.
Oh man, those ads were terrible.
Oh god, for the Sega 32X, it was Spider-Man Web of Fire
Oh God.
What's that game?
1996. For the Virtual Boy, it was 3D Tetris March 2nd, 1996.
A lot of things died in '96, didn't it?
It
Yep.
did, I believe. Yeah. What was the title of the game?
3D Tetris. For the Super Nintendo, it was Frogger in 1998.
Wow. All right.
The Game Gear's last game was The Lost World Jurassic Park in November 17th, 1997.
Okay.
Okay, the Sega Genesis, the official one was Frogger in 1998. The unofficial was Star Odyssey last year.
Huh.
Really?
Yeah, so awesome.
Wow.
I'm really looking forward.
Just
Yeah, yeah.
We're gonna hold the distinct honor of the last unofficial PlayStation 2 game, the Gamer Access, whatever stupid search.
The Gamer Access.
The Perfecta invasion.
Yes, Perfecta Invasion. It's
We'll
a
figure it out.
2D side scroller where it's us riding bears.
No, we gotta make it we gotta make it a terrible 3D platformer.
Oh yeah,
This is the PlayStation 2 we're working on. We
that
have
has really
to.
bad controls.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, it'll be like Bubsy 3.
There you go.
Perfect. Done. Well, it'll just be Bubsy 3, except instead of Bubsy, it'll be us.
All right. So anyway, for the Sega Saturn, it was Magic Knight Ryarth in December 1998.
Great game.
Gee, Saturn didn't live very long.
Thomas, I love how anytime I bring up some obscure game, you're like, I love that game.
Hey, Magic Knight Ray Earth is actually a fun game.
Dude, I owned like 2 games for my Saturn, and then I sold it on eBay. So you're gonna have to bring in a Saturn and show this to me.
Okay.
You know, we'll do a quick look of it because we have we have a capture device now. Awesome.
Yep.
Capture device.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's called a Pokeball. That's a
Yeah,
technical term.
yeah, and they're actually caged inside, and
Right.
their bones all break, and just blood comes out of it.
What are you talking about? What?
That's what happens.
Where did that go?
Dude, have you ever tried to fit one of those balls? You open it and try and cram them in, they like die.
You're doing it the wrong way. You're supposed to. They turn into like the red laser stuff. You've seen the show.
Okay.
You're doing it wrong.
All right.
You don't just press the button, open it up, and then chase Pokemon through the forest. That's not how that works.
Wow, man.
If that's how it is, you've been doing it wrong.
Well, this explains my whole career. All right, so for the Game Boy, for the last non-Game Boy Color game for the Game Boy, it was Pokemon Yellow. That was the last non-Game Boy Color game. Terra's Adventure, Pokemon Yellow was released October 19th, 1999. Dragon Warrior 2, Kobe's Journey, and Terra's Adventure was the last Game Boy Color game.
Fuck yeah.
And that was released September 15th, 2001. All right, so for the Dreamcast, the last official game was NHL 2K2 in February 2002. Unofficial games are still in production.
All right, the Dreamcast lives on.
Let me say this right now. If you're one of those insane people like me who just fucking loves the Dreamcast and like is making these fucking unofficial games that I have to like order from Pink Gorilla, I love you. I love you so much. You know, right now, Thomas. What are you?
So it's still in production. That's right. I saw a news story about this somewhere. some crazy idiots are still making the game for the Dreamcast. And that's kind of amazing. I want to see what happens.
You know what was awesome? Like a year ago, someone found like a warehouse that had a bunch of new ones, and they were like selling them online for $40.
Oh man!
Getting unopened Dreamcast. What's up? Anyway, the next one is the N64, and its last game was Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 in August 14th, 2002.
Okay.
Okay, by the way, Game Boy Color. Sorry, apparently that last one was regular Game Boy. This is Game Boy Color. Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, November 15th, 2002.
Oh, man.
All right, so the Neo Geo, the last official one, was Samurai Showdown 5 Special, April 22nd, 2004. First off, I want to give a round of applause to the Neo Geo for just lasting that long.
What a great system.
Great, yeah, you know what? Really overpriced. Cartridges on it were really, like, the cartridges were huge and stupid. And, like, there were so many dumb decisions with that console, but it had a lot of really great games. Especially if you liked fighting games. But it's and unofficial games are still in production for it.
Great. Perfect.
Wow. Okay.
All right. So as we've said before, the original PlayStation was FIFA Football 2005 and October 12th, 2004. Now this next one's going to make everyone happy. The Nokia N-Gage.
Yeah.
Civilization in March 2nd, 2006.
What? Yep. All right.
And now we got the Nintendo GameCube with Madden NFL 08 in August 14th, 2007. The Game Boy Advance did not get the dagger plunged into its heart until February 12th, 2008 with Samurai Deeper Kyo.
Huh.
And the original Xbox was in August 12th, 2008 with Madden NFL 09.
That sounds about right.
Yep. I'm going to be honest. Japan, their last games for consoles seems a lot more interesting.
Yeah.
Like, their GameCube ended its life on fucking Zelda, Twilight Princess.
Yeah, that was a little sad.
Their Dreamcast still lives on. It's unofficially, just like ours. But they ended with Karis.
Okay.
Yeah. Their Game Boy Advance ended with SpongeBob Atlantis SquarePantis.
Oh.
Atlantis SquarePantis. That's awesome.
I like that.
All right. So, anyone have anything else they want to talk about for the news? Anything at all?
I think we're good.
All right. Other media. So
Yes, we haven't talked about this segment in a few weeks.
yeah.
Wow.
So does anyone have any other media they want to bring up? Movies, music, books.
Ska's still pretty cool. If you want to check out some ska.
I want to check out The Miracle of Sound. This week's podcast intro song, and Anthony, I want you to put the entire song, is called Joker's Song, and I've had that on loop for like the past 3 days. Like, as I work and play games and do stuff, it's so good. And so are a bunch of other Miracle of Sound songs. So, yeah. And anybody else? Any other media? Because I have one piece.
Go for it.
Nope.
Or two pieces, rather. One, I watched the documentaries with both my Warcraft Collector's Editions, and they were both awesome. And the lore behind Pandaria and their thoughts on respecing the talent tree were interesting. Anthony, we should watch those tomorrow after the Let's Play.
If I have time.
And also, I have been... Now, we all know I'm a big fan of Mog World, but the audiobook for Mog World came out. Now, instead of paying for it, I just did a trial with Audible.com, and downloaded it that way, and then canceled my trial. And yeah, that as an audiobook is just as good as a regular book because A, Yahtzee's reading it, and B, he does different voices for the characters.
Nice.
It's so good. Slippery John, every time he talks in Slippery John's voice, I die laughing. Like, there's this point where it's just Slippery John gets captured, and the necromancer's like, he says, Slippery John will never talk. He never reveals his client's information, no matter what. And then Dreadgrave, the necromancer's like, send him to the grinding wheel. Wait, you didn't let Slippery John finish. Slippery John doesn't reveal his client's information during business hours, but outside of business hours, Slippery John is a rebel and will sing like a canary. Yeah. So it's really funny. If you've never read Mogworld and you aren't the reading type, go listen to the audiobook. If you do like reading, go read it. It is so fucking funny. It is one of my favorite books I've ever read, and I'm super excited for his new novel this October called Jam. The plot of Jam is this substance that looks like strawberry jelly rains from the sky and covers a bunch of the earth. But the thing is if it dissolves all organic matter that it touches.
Oh, that's not cool.
So, yeah. So yeah, that's it for other media. For me, anyway. Anyone else? Thomas? Anyone? Anime? Something?
What's an anime?
It's a bunch
Anime
of
for jerks.
Yeah,
I
that
have
jerk
absolutely never-
convention soon.
Alright. Well then, I guess I'll pull our comments up from the last episode and peruse the forums, and we'll call it a night.
We need our 15 minutes of love.
Oh yes, and our 15 minutes of love. Thank you for reminding me.
Damn.
God. All right, so. All right, so first up is Vinny Castanova. Ha ha ha, the GameKast has become an alternative to unscripted access. Lol, you guys should ask Nick about his stance on posting himself online to have dudes compliment him. LOL. Ashton, are you actually coming out as pansexual? Or just coming out, he says. Or just messing around? Not that I care, just wondering.
I did answer the comments, but I'll go ahead and answer again. Yeah, I did a few weeks ago.
Okay, now not everyone knows what pansexual is. Could you please explain it for them?
Sure, why not? Pansexual, you like people regardless of their gender, so male, female, transsexual, genderqueer.
Basically, if it's hot, they'll fuck it.
Yep.
All right, great.
Depending on your standards. And I'm working on lowering my standards because they're pretty high. But, yep.
Yeah, that's what's liquor for. That's what liquor
It's exactly what. That's why I've got a lot.
Sadly, your standards lower the more you drink, so yeah, you get started.
Perfect.
Anyway, Cray T says he loves seeing the console versus PC debate transfer over. Great.
You want to go at it again? I'll go at it right now. PC, what the fuck, right?
The consoles, whatever, dude.
Oh.
We're the PC gaming master race. What's up?
So, this is semi-related, I guess. I saw some news story somewhere, forget, Cable's looking into getting into cloud gaming to compete with consoles and PC as well. What do you guys think?
Oh, so it'll be like when I go to one of those hotels that has like the Super Nintendo controller.
Right.
And,
It would be that.
And
except you pay like your contract along with your TV and your internet. You would have your cloud gaming service.
And it's like they charge me by the hour to my credit card at the hotel desk, and then half the time it doesn't work, and then most of the games on there are kind of shit.
Now you're just nostalging on, the old setup in hotels.
I remember that they had a PlayStation 1 one that we tried once, and that's how I got
PlayStation 11. What?
PlayStation 1. Sorry, they had a PlayStation 1 controller set up, and I tried it, and at the time I was a really big Dragon Ball Z fan, so I wanted to try Dragon Ball GT Final Bout on
When
the.
were you not on Dragon Ball?
Okay, good point.
Anyway,
but
was it good?
No, Dragon Ball GT Final Bout's a fucking awful video game. Like, that game is terrible. It's not as bad as Ultimate Battle 22.
Oh God, I played that.
Which is another really bad fucking, game. But yeah, shit.
Right. Anyway, so what do you guys think of? Would you, if it was cheaper, or if it seemed like it was a cheaper option, would you consider doing cloud gaming, and then holding off on purchasing $400, $500 consoles?
No, because motherfucker, I have to buy a new PC within the next 2 years anyway, and why not just go out on a gaming rig? And also, fucking conversely, like, Charter has terrible customer service, and my cable goes out all the time, which means my fucking games would go out all the time. And who has a fucking air conditioner running in their background right now?
I got nothing.
Okay, that's weird.
Here, check to see if it's me right now.
No.
Okay, well,
Whatever.
I'm not hearing anything.
Whatever.
Maybe it's just my Xbox.
Yeah,
Because my laptop is sitting right in front of my Xbox, and mine isn't exactly the whisper quiet model, so...
So, did you know that Steam has expanded their top sellers list to go to the top 100 selling games on Steam?
Ooh, that's good.
Huh.
So, just so you know, the number one selling game on Steam right now is Borderlands 2, and it absolutely deserves it.
All right.
Followed by XCOM, which comes out soon, Torchlight 2, Total War Masters Collection, and Modern Warfare 3. And I'm guessing the reason Modern Warfare 3 is selling so well is A, it's the weekend deal, and B, everyone's getting a free weekend of playtime right now. So
That sounds about right.
you want to know what's a pretty rad game that I think is going to get into our Game of the Year awards on Steam? It's called Symphony. It's that Steam shooter. It's an indie game. That's an award we're adding this year, by the way, best indie game.
Yeah, that's good.
Yep, because we've actually played enough indie games to have an award.
Yeah, because the AAA industry fucking has sucked ass this year.
Mm-hmm.
Dude.
Like, fucking, indie developers, cover me in your goodness. And I'll cover you in money.
Yeah, we all had a moment, I think, at least once this year. I don't know about you guys, mine was Fez.
Mine,
Like the hell out of Fez.
fucking Journey, dude. Oh my god.
For me, I was exploring
that indie?
other...
I'd call Journey indie. That's if not fucking Journey, then most definitely Symphony.
Okay.
And if not Symphony, then Swords and Sorcery.
For me, it's more of searching for that. We kind of had a budget to it, but those games I think kind of deserve more attention.
Well, that's good.
Like
All
The
right.
Last Story, Dragon's Dogma, Pokemon Conquest. Well, Pokemon Conquest is so far in like the 3 hours that I've played so far in the last 2 months was actually quite good.
I heard it was actually pretty good, yeah.
It's a Pokemon spin-off game you actually would want to care about, and that's not, because
It's different from, usual Pokemon.
Yeah, when was like the last time you cared about a Pokemon spin-off? Long time ago.
What, Coliseum?
Yeah, that was 03.
Stadium 2.
Yeah, because every time you think of Pokemon spin-off games, there's always stuff from the Nintendo 64 days or Coliseum. Pokemon Snap, Puzzle League.
Oh, Pokemon Snap, god damn it.
Pokemon Snap was cool.
Stadium 1 and 2.
Stadium.
Anyways. Yeah, indie games.
Yeah, they're cool. So if you want to go on Steam right now, you should probably buy Symphony. It's pretty neat. Anyway, what it is this is the description. Your music is under attack and you must liberate it. A mysterious entity is absorbing and corrupting your music before your very eyes. You must battle through your own song collection
That sounds amazing.
Discover items, customize your ship, and fight bosses to liberate the Symphony of Souls and reclaim your music. Symphony is one of the most music-driven games ever made. In this vertical shooter, re-experience each of your songs as it becomes a unique battlefield driven by intensity and tempo. Your music collection is now item collection. Each of your songs contains an item you can discover, equip, and upgrade. Fully customize your ship to reach score targets, upgrade items, and unlock new difficulties. Showcase your skills. Symphony's innovative per-song leaderboard rewards you more when you dominate with less powerful weapons. Find the load that suits your style and show what you can do.
How much is that?
$10.
I may try to...
What I like is that it uses your own music collection, so if you think the music sucks, it's because your music...
It's because
your music
sucks.
Yeah, these are the files it supports. MP3, M4A, AAC, OGG, WAV, FLAC, WMA, AIFF, WV, and APE, and full AMBX support, which basically means cool lighting. To run this game, you need a 2 gigahertz processor, 2 gigs of RAM, and a DirectX 9 Shader Model 3 compatible video card.
Basically, you can buy any laptop today and it will work.
Yes.
I'm gonna check that out.
Yeah, it's fucking awesome. So, anyway, yeah, you should all go buy Symphony. Like that has been promoted on the front page of Steam for like the past 2 months, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna finally check this out. And when I have the actual money to pay for it, I absolutely will.
What, did you get, like a demo?
No, I played it on a friend's computer.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah. Another rad game that's on sale on Steam right now is Half Minute Hero.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah. Also, as long as we're talking about indie games, Check versus Mate.
Ooh, yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, so... Anyway, 15 to 20 minutes of love time.
No, 15 minutes of love.
All right. Anthony, you start. Pick something for Ashton, myself, or Thomas.
I'm not very good at this.
Well, I mean, one person names something, then all 3 of us have to come up with their own answer.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Well, it has to be something very hateful, and I'm having difficulty right now.
Can I start us off? I'll start us off.
No, good.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Sonic Adventure 2 is coming out in HD, and 2/3 of that game is really fun.
Great. All right.
Anthony?
Sonic still has some relevance today?
Sure.
I don't know. I don't know much about
All right, Thomas, your turn.
Is he here?
Thomas?
Did you leave again?
Did you leave? Okay, well.
All right. I'm surprised no one mentioned Sonic Colors or Sonic Generations. But, yeah. All right. Anthony, you got one yet?
No, I haven't.
All right, Bronson.
All right. Final Fantasy 13.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I like the story ideas. I really do. And
It looks beautiful.
Yeah, that too.
I love that it looks beautiful.
All right. Anthony, your turn.
Okay, Call of Duty Black Ops.
It's only 6 hours long. And I only had to review it once.
Right. After the credits, you fight zombies as Kennedy and Nixon and other guys.
Castro.
Yeah, Castro. What? It's
Yeah.
ridiculous. Love it.
All right.
If that's why it was voted into Guinness, okay, well then we can debate.
All right, Ashton, it's your turn.
How was my okay? I'm trying to avoid the easy ones. Activision.
They are a part of Blizzard.
Um,
And I like what Blizzard does.
they published Blur.
That's decent enough, I guess. I like the idea behind Blur, so I mean, yeah, sure.
I like Blur. I thought Blur was a great game.
I
so-
think that was during the era of the 3 car games, which was that and Mod Nation Racers and Split Second, and Split Second was my preferred game of those 3.
Yeah,
but
mine
I
was-
like the idea behind Blur.
Yeah, mine was Blur. So yeah, I like Blur a lot. All right, I guess it's my turn. $60 a year for Xbox Live.
I get to use party chat. I mean, that's essentially what I'm paying for right now, is to do party chat, and that's about it.
Mine is I continue to get to play with my Madden League.
I get to use Internet Explorer. Thank God they gave me the ability to use an internet browser, and lo and behold, they gave me Internet Explorer. Which, why not? But, you know.
All right, Anthony, it's your turn. This could be a great road trip game.
Except whoever's driving is going to crash the car when something really funny like this comes along. Oh, that's a good one, Internet Explorer. Let's see. I'm sorry, I'm having a real hard time trying to come up with something hateful.
Yeah. An alternative could be
the Wii Vitality Sensor.
Oh man.
It doesn't really exist.
It could have potentially made horror games scarier, I guess. Yeah. Yes, I'm sticking with that.
All right, Ashton, your turn.
Dead Space 3.
It's not out yet.
Well, it can't get much worse than the second one.
What you are? God, what are you doing?
First off, A, that's a backhanded compliment, and B, I just insulted every Dead Space fan, so I consider that a double win for me, because I don't like the second Dead Space. I like the first one.
Weird. Anyway.
All right, let's see. I need to think of a good one for you guys. Oh, there we go. Connect games that aren't Dance Central.
They make for great entertainment when you insult them.
Okay.
Double Fine puts out games for it that exploit its weaknesses.
Okay, I'll take that. Anthony, it's your turn.
The games look so awful that you can make fun of the people.
No, it's your turn to
Oh,
leave.
yeah.
I was gonna say Connect Star Wars, but we already kind of covered that.
No, go ahead. If
Yeah.
that's what you
All
want
right.
to do.
Connect Star Wars.
Oh, that's a hard one because I actually played it. That's the thing. Like I actually played it. The Jedi, like being a Jedi in that game is hilarious because you just put out your hand and like move your arm back and forth and you win.
I like that. I think I look at that as like an equation. Wave hand round equals Jedi. Yep. That's the direct flow chart.
Yep. All right, Ashton, you. Thanks.
Lightsaber on?
Yeah. Oh, and also those parody songs in it were hilarious.
Oh my god, those dance sequences were awesome.
I'm a Jedi in a battle. Yeah, the fucking instead of genie in a bottle, princess in a battle.
All of the dance scenes and the dance central stuff.
Yeah, Darth Vader
amazing.
versus Sidious.
That was great.
Pretty amazing.
That was great.
All right, so moving forward, it's Ashton's turn.
Oh crap. Okay. How many minutes are we in?
I have no idea. We're just gonna keep going until we run out.
Yeah, we're gonna keep going till.
That's how we're doing this. Okay.
I was thinking 15 minutes is when we run out, but if we keep coming up with stuff, we're gonna go on for much longer.
Right.
Make a note now. We'll say that was 5 minutes. So we'll make it 20. So keep track now.
Okay. All right. I don't know if this counts, but colorless games, colorless shooters.
Oh, you mean like they lack color? I thought you meant like games in black and white. I was like, oh.
No. Colorless shooters.
Brown can tell me a lot about the quality of the game.
That was pretty good. It's nice to know how many different shades of dirt there are.
Yeah. Yes. I like that answer.
Okay.
I always like to add, all that different types of dirt is also a great way for me to better learn the Nevada desert.
Yeah.
All right. So, what do you think of a good one?
Makes a mediocre looking game look much better.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. I'm trying to think of a really good one. Oh, here we go. Single player Resident Evil 5.
I didn't play it. Actually,
That's a good thing.
I did. Well, I did for 30 minutes, so I guess I have to answer that, right?
Yes.
Okay. I love standing on the roof shooting at zombies for 5 hours, wondering how to trigger the next sequence.
Oh,
If there was ever a backhanded compliment.
right. I like the added challenge of not knowing what my AI is going to do to screw me.
Let's see. In my case, I played that game co-op with 2 people. One of them was Quinn. And when I play it by myself, Quinn isn't running into the chainsaw's, blade.
Yep.
So, yeah. All right, Anthony, you're up.
When your health's down a little bit and your AI wants to give you the largest herb that she has.
That's more frightening than anything that the enemies do.
Yep.
All right, go ahead, Anthony.
Mass Effect 1 gameplay.
I like how that game, if you have a good shotgun, it totally breaks everything because you can just run up and one-shot everything.
Get the Spectre Shotgun 10 with frictionless materials.
Yeah, so
guaranteed you will not miss a single target, and that thing's a sniper rifle with shotgun punch.
Yeah, basically you become God. Anyway, go ahead, Aston.
I appreciate the talking sequences much more after every fight.
That is technically gameplay, so yeah. Okay, that works.
It truly improves the game's greatest strength.
All right, so Aston, it's your turn.
Greatest game, one of the greatest games ever.
I'm trying to figure out the phrasing of this.
I got a really good one lined up for when you do yours.
Okay, all right. Here, you're gonna have to help me with the phrasing of this, but Madden holding on to the NFL license.
Okay,
EA holding on to the NFL license.
I I never have to worry about which bad football game I'm going to buy.
All right.
Anthony?
I'm thinking of something. Eventually, fans get so angry they have to change something.
Oh, I actually have a better one. Because of it, Blitz the League existed, and that game was hilarious.
Okay. All right.
All right. Online passes.
Oh man.
I love CD codes. Continuing through tradition of CD codes. Yes.
It adds a whole nother like gameplay mechanic. You know, you want to play, but it's like if you want to access this battlefield, you got to input your code. Oh man.
Enter the secret code to gain top level access.
Enter the secret code. No one's seen this code before.
To get top level access to competing with other people.
To this battlefield.
All right.
That is a good one. You can't really come up with much good to say about it.
That was a really good one.
I mean, if you were crazy enough to say, well, it gives the developers some money. Sure,
Yeah.
sure.
Well,
the same way I have to enter a CD code to get my used car to work.
is that developer or publisher?
The both, because
Okay. Well, fine.
who pays the developer, the publisher?
I know. Yeah. Just how much? I don't know what the split is. But
All right,
who's next? What?
Anthony's next.
Okay.
Uh,
For future. Oh, you go ahead.
Nintendo 64 Madden games.
Oh.
I'm looking around my room and I actually noticed, like, you know what? They are very good.
John Elway is on the Broncos for most of them.
Wow, that's not very very good. I didn't play many of. It made me appreciate Blitz more.
That was good.
Okay.
All right, Ashton, you're up.
Ashton Europe. What?
You're up.
Your turn.
Europe. Ashton Europe. No, never mind. One thing we need to consider for next time we do this is how to fill these silences.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, okay, people who are listening to this show, please, for the love of God, comment on this podcast. And we might turn this into its own separate segment on the site if enough people like it, or we get any comments on this. We're also going to try this on Unscripted Access this week. And please put in the comments shit you know that we can't stand so we can comment about it.
Okay. Shit. See, this is why I was afraid. I feel like we're almost running out.
Well,
Or you know, I could jump into the real easy stuff.
that's fine. We got 7 more minutes, so
All right. Well, Fallout 3.
it ends very well. It ends
Okay. Well, it ends well. All right. I was gonna say
maybe you
ends,
should
that's
say
a cheap way out.
gameplay.
But
well. It ends well.
Gameplay.
Giant communist fighting robot leads you to, I believe it's the Federal Building, to purify water. And then the epilogue speech about the Wanderer is cool. Because it talks about what kind of person you were. In my case, I was pretty neutral, so it's like he did stuff.
pretty awesome.
I liked the beginning.
Okay.
Introducing you to the whole thing. Loved everything before stepping onto the wasteland for the first time.
All right. Let's see. Oh man, I need to.
People who like Fallout 3 like enjoy that first moment where you walk out and see the wasteland, because I was like, oh no.
I thought it was really cool. Like, oh dude, look at that draw distance. This looks pretty awesome. And then I started to explore, and I was like, oh, this sucks.
Right.
All right, let's see. Oh man, I'm looking around my room for one.
Right, that's where I started going. I was like, Goonies, no, that has nothing to do with games. What?
Well, I mean, let's see. They're making a 4th day of PAX Prime.
Why is this a bad thing? I don't.
It doesn't have to be a bad thing. At one point, someone's like Bayonetta and sandwiches.
Well, yeah, but that was a weird question that all panelists kind of sort of rejected for the most part.
Okay, fine. I'll think of something else.
Unless you want to do Hour of Hate, because then we could name things that we love.
That is a good.
That's
a good idea.
That's a
because
great idea. Oh my god!
let's start it now.
We'll do a quick 5-minute test run of that. Okay. All right. I think I might have one here. Okay. This one's mainly directed to Anthony, but it's leveling through Outland in World of Warcraft.
This is really hard. This is a good one. When I was in Negrand, it was pretty.
I'll take it. All right, Anthony, your turn.
Ashton, you mean?
No, I just went. It goes you, Ashton, me.
Oh,
I don't have an answer
sorry.
to that. I
I
don't.
keep screwing that part up. Wait, we're still doing the Hour of Love.
Yeah, we got 4 more minutes.
Okay.
The upcoming Call of Duty for Vita.
Ooh, declassified.
Yeah.
Fucker, that's hard. It can't be much worse than Resistance Burning Skies, which is the only other shooter on the Vita.
All right. It's good that they're trying to. This seems like the one real effort at trying to sell the Vita.
All right, Ashton's turn.
What'd I miss?
We're doing the Hour of Love, Thomas. Basically, Thomas, you have to say something that Ashton, myself, because it's your turn now, and that Ashton, myself, and Anthony, or one of us at least, dislikes, and we have to say something nice about it.
Gaming related.
Gaming related.
Preferably gaming related.
Something that you all hate, and you basically have to play devil's advocate. And
Yeah.
I actually really like this.
Or at least in the realm of nerd culture, at least.
Okay.
So.
Shovelware games.
Oh.
Yeah.
On rare occasion, I have liked a couple, such as Clay Fighter 63 1/3.
I hope that the one person who is uninformed about the gaming industry that buys a shovelware game will look around and notice a gem.
They're video games.
That's pretty good.
All right, Ashton, it's your turn.
All right. All right, let me think here for a second. Batman games before Arkham Asylum.
The one from the animated series, based on the animated series on the Genesis, was really good.
I don't know about.
The original one on the NES was fantastic. It's made by Sunsoft. It's one of the best Batman games ever made.
I
Also,
have never played any of them, but I can't say that. I'm pretty sure none of them can be as bad as Superman 64.
Well, yeah.
Also, Lego Batman is hilarious.
Well, did Lego Batman come before Arkham?
The first one did.
Oh, okay. Because all I ever heard about Batman games before Arkham Asylum was a lot of poison and
Oh
Vile.
yeah, a ton of them were really shitty, but like there's one on the Genesis that was really good, one on the one on the original Nintendo that was really good. All right, so I guess it's my turn. So, I'm trying to think of something good here for you guys. Oh, here we go. Grinding in JRPGs.
Okay, I'm actually gonna be serious about this. I don't mind grinding in JRPGs because in games such as Dragon Quest, there's like a way that when you start grinding, you start learning the game. You start learning the mechanics of the battle system. You get to understand how the game works and how, if you want to exploit it, what have you. But you just understand the game more when you grind.
All right. That leaves Ashton and Anthony.
It's the only way to level up my Pokemon.
I'll answer this. I love Final Fantasies and Persona's music.
Well, okay, so yeah, that does help the process.
So while grinding, I get to listen to a ton of that. So
that's always good.
All right, Anthony, you're the last one standing.
Mm-hmm. Level Up usually has some really cool effect to it when you hit the top and you get a great sense of accomplishment.
This reminds me of Yahtzee's comment. I forgot which panel it was on, but he's like, leveling up in World of Warcraft always reminded me of an orgasm. Like the bar keeps building and building, and then it hits the top and. So, all right, Anthony, it's your turn. Then we'll let Thomas do one more, and then we'll move on to the 5 minutes of hate. Thomas, I really wish you were here for more of this.
I'm sorry, I got distracted by things.
If you want, you can dish out a couple more for us, but...
I really am starting. I'm looking around my room and I can't really find anything.
Can I do this one for you?
Sure.
GameStop.
Oh dear.
Because there would be no other gaming store in the mall.
All right, anyone else? Anyone else for GameStop?
Once every year I get a cool poster through the rewards program. That's
Thomas?
With GameStop, although it does get a bad reputation for a lot of the things it does, which is almost everything. But I guess what they do very well is they like to have pretty sweet console sales, like a console game sale. So if you're a console gamer, you're going to be treated right at GameStop. If you're a PC gamer, you're fucked. But like if you're a console gamer, they'll go out of your way try to make sure that everything's really goddamn cheap. And when games get really, really old, they're like $3, which is badass.
I'll do this one and say that I may have a job there soon. So
that's cheating. I don't like that. All right, but whatever.
All right, Thomas, you're up. Yeah, you gotta do one for us.
I get another one?
Like you have to give us one. You have to.
Your turn. Your turn for.
Let's see. What was used while I was gone?
Just think one. We'll tell you if it's used or not.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of them. We did a lot.
Oh, okay. Wait, I got one. Gamers complaining about Mass Effect 3's ending.
Fuck! That one's hard.
Oh no!
You son of a-
I got it. It's great to see that people care this much about a game. The sense of that a game could
Their
affect them in
anger
such a
managed to
way.
persuade Bioware to fill up some plot holes.
Fuck, this is hard for me. Shit. It's not the dumbest protest I've ever seen for a video game related protest I've ever seen.
What was the dumbest?
The make Devil May Cry 4 exclusive to PS3 again, or I'm not buying it.
What?
That was a thing.
I never heard of that.
Yeah, they were That was a thing. They were protesting Devil May Cry 4 because fucking it went multiplat.
Did anyone ever protest Final Fantasy when that went?
No.
No.
Well, there were a lot of angry people, but there weren't petitions going around.
Yeah, there was never a petition for that like there was this.
Right. Okay. Man. What?
All right, Thomas, do you want to think of some more for us? Because we're kind of running. We're out.
I mean, I have one more, but really, we need to move on.
Well, you can burn it because I'd be fine with it.
Right now,
Yeah, go ahead.
Mr. Caffeine.
It was funny. It was really funny.
I don't even know what it is.
To this day, people at PAX make fun of him. So.
I don't even know.
All right, 5 to 10 minutes of hate time.
Oh man, this is gonna be hard.
All right, basically, Thomas, this is the opposite. It's something you really, really like, and you have to badmouth it. So I'll start us off. They announced that there's going to be a 4th day of PAX Prime.
The day I get back, I'm missing class.
All right.
Um.
I'll probably be dead
Wait,
by the
there's
end
going
of
to be another day?
Yeah, they're at it. They announced PAX Australia, and that next year's PAX Prime they're adding Monday to it.
Oh wait, that's a real thing?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay.
And you must hate it somehow.
Right. I'm going to be pooped. Like really, really tired. It's gonna make our challenge to stay up through all of PAX 24 hours harder.
Yeah,
Oh man, we're just gonna pass out.
It's gonna probably make ticket prices a little more expensive, and B, I'm already really tired by the end of the 3rd day of PAX.
Right.
So adding a 4th day to it seems like A, awesome because I'll get to play more games and do more stuff, but B, like the worst idea of all time because I will be so fucking tired.
Well, think about. Actually, no, that's not.
Like, it reminds me of the episode of Futurama where Bender has to keep partying or else he'll explode. Like, PAX is essentially that. You party the entire time. So fuck all. 4 days. Jesus. Because you start Thursday, really. Because you go to dinner or a pre-PAX event, or in my case, you stay up with your roommates watching Rift Tracks. And then... Yeah, we did Willy Wonka and Jurassic Park.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. Next year, if we room with them, I'm showing them the first couple seasons of Red vs. Blue. But
all right.
Anyway, but like, so you essentially start Thursday night, and now you have to go all the way till 7 p.m. on Monday of partying. Granted, you get like 3 to 6 hours of sleep in there. But you hope. But fuck. You know, so yeah. All right, Thomas, what's yours?
Metal Gear Solid Ground Zeroes announcement and everything that goes with that.
Well, I meant we wanted your answer for the one I said, but okay.
Sorry.
Is that
I don't have anything because I didn't go to PAX, so I don't know what to complain about.
all right.
Like in reality, adding another day is fucking awesome, but like on the other side,
Your body's gonna hate you when it's over.
Like seriously,
You're gonna have depression and
like you're not gonna have that Monday to recover before you go back to work or school or whatever it is you have. So you are just gonna fucking like go to PAX for your Labor Day weekend and have to deal with life on Tuesday.
And you can't just ignore that Monday because you realize you're missing out.
But yeah, exactly. Like you realize, dude, I'm missing the last round of like I'm missing the closing ceremonies and whatever else awesome shit is going on that day. So like, fuck. All right, Thomas. Sorry, go ahead. Something we like that we have to badmouth.
Well, I guess just Metal Gear Solid Ground Zero. Just in general, just the game being announced, the hype that's surrounding it.
I want Kojima to do something different, man. I want him to just take a break from that series and try something else.
Because of that fucking game's announcement, the line at PAX was even longer to see him, and because of that, I didn't get my copy signed.
Oh,
This is
So yeah, Anthony.
I have to watch more food and cutscenes.
Yep. All right. I guess it's my turn.
This isn't as funny as our love, but okay.
This actually adds serious discussion. So
yeah.
Right.
and this is easier because thinking of things we all like, you know. All right. So next up is Uncharted 2.
There was that one scene in Uncharted 2 when the old guy said, "You've got to believe," and then that completely disconnected me from anything enjoyable from the story from that point on. Didn't care about the story anymore after that. The rest of the game is really good though.
Shit. Oh my god. What?
Awkward pausing.
Man, it's really hard.
Something negative about Uncharted 3. You can do it. Come on now.
Uncharted 2.
Uncharted 2, sorry. Yeah.
3, I can go ahead and go, but 2, I don't know. I didn't much care for the blue guys.
Okay, and that leaves Thomas.
The PSN matchmaking on that game takes fucking forever. Way too long to play a game. That's it. That's the only negative thing about that game I can think of.
Right.
All right. So, I guess next is Anthony.
Grand Theft Auto 4.
Why the fuck, like in that game, when you jack a car, the fact that you can like still take bullets and damage, and the fact that Nico even when that's happening, goes at the pace of an old grandmother.
Yeah.
has gotten me killed so many fucking times. Like I'll be in a tough situation and I'll be like, he's like slowly helping the person out of the car as he jacks it, and just the entire time, just bullets are getting unloaded into my ass. It's just like fuck.
Man, yeah, that sucked. I wish some scenes felt more dramatic than they did. Like a lot of people talked about how awesome the robbery scene was, and the actual content of the scene and the mission was really cool, but it just felt weird without no music or anything like that. It didn't feel like what you would usually expect, and that bothered me a little bit for some reason.
Okay, and Thomas?
The game feels slow. Just overall, with San Andreas, it felt like a normal, sometimes speedy pace, and then Grand Theft Auto 4 just slowed it to a crawl. And I didn't enjoy how it was so slow, but that was it. Pretty good game all around.
All right, I believe it's Ashton's turn now.
Atlas.
You fucking son of a bitch.
Uh-huh.
Fuck.
Well, Bronson's thinking. I've kind of figured out at this point the hour of love is very funny. The hour of hate actually kind of just like, well, yeah, the game does
Serious discussion, yeah.
Yeah.
You have to be able to be critical of all the things you love.
Hold on, I'm trying to think of one for this. Okay, I got two. One, I wasn't a big fan of Digital Devil Survivor Overclocked. And two is that they take fucking forever to translate shit.
Alright.
Yep. So, Thomas?
They basically make the same game over and over and over and over. I wish there was just more variety among the games they released.
Alright, and Anthony?
I haven't really dealt much with Atlas, so I don't know what to point out. Is Persona 5 out yet?
Yeah, where's Persona 5? Alright, so I guess next is Thomas. Thomas, go.
Well, if it's going to be about Atlas, well, I guess going down that same road, Persona 4.
You son of a bitch!
I was going to say that, but now I got to think of that one.
That one's going to be hard as fuck for me. Oh my god.
The grinding bits demotivate me, and I just stop playing.
It is not the golden version. With extra stuff.
Fuck. This is really hard for me because it's my favorite game of all time. Naoto's Dungeon, I was not a fan of its art design. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, I guess it's my turn now. What is something we all... You know what? I said they're adding an extra 8 packs, so just packs in general.
I wish it lasted longer. I wish it was like a theme park you could visit at any time of the year.
Yeah, that'd be nice. You can never get enough sleep at PAX, and you're tired all the time.
No, you aren't, because, motherfucker, guess what? If you're smart, you'll load your backpack up with some caffeinated drinks. Seriously, I would, when I was getting tired, I'd always run up to the floor of the convention center that grab 3 Cokes, 1 to drink, and then 2 to put on my backpack's 2 slide drinks, my drink sides on my backpack. So, just I'd down a Coke, start to get tired, whip it out of my backpack, go to the next one. And so I always was up.
Yeah. You see, I'm a guy who never really puts in caffeine, so I probably wouldn't like PAX for the fact that I would be tired the whole time and walk like I'm drunk.
See, at PAX, we'll just give you 2 red lines.
There you go.
There you go. You'll get heart murmurs, but you'll be awake.
It's a minor side effect.
Heart murmurs, definitely normal.
Yep.
It will not have heart failure.
Alright, Thomas, we need a negative from PAX for you.
It's too far away. It's too expensive. Tickets sell out too fast.
Yeah, that's true.
I agree with the everything but too far away. I don't know, a 15-hour drive isn't that long to me.
Well, Bronson, to me, it is extremely long because I could only make it up to Portland before I just you know what, I can't do this. I am sick of being in a car.
Or a 2-hour plane flight. Well, the thing about our drive when we went in 2011 is we had 3 different people who could drive.
I know, but it's still. But for me, it's still the whole. I've been in a car for 15 hours and I'm fed up now.
Well, that's why when you're not driving, you sleep or play games with other people in the car. In Ben and I's case, it was Who Would You Rather. But anyway, expense, completely understand. I spent $900 total on my fucking trip. 220 on the plane, 155 on the hotel, and then the rest was spent on shirts, feeding myself because I was in Seattle, so I was going to go to nice restaurants because we don't have those here. So yeah.
I think we should stop here. I think we used up more like 20 minutes of our hate.
Yeah, sounds good.
So it turns out this segment wasn't too humorous, but it kind of bring up the whole, some talk.
Yeah, price, I absolutely agree. And tickets, that's scalpers and the fact that it's popular. I think the whole first off, I think them adding PAX Australia and adding a 4th day is going to cut down on, it's going to make so ticket sales don't sell out as fast. Because when I was at fucking PAX this year, you wouldn't believe how many people from fucking Australia and New Zealand there are there. Holy shit.
Right.
Were there 3 people there?
There were fucking 12 that I talked to. And, that's not, one of them was an enforcer, which, dude, the fact that you're enforcing, you're I would only enforce if I lived in the city. Because, yeah. So, anyway, is that about it? We still have one more segment that Ashton and I do here.
Oh, man.
And that is the football parlay card. We're going to do this really quickly.
Yeah, we are.
So, the Patriots go to Buffalo to play the Bills, and the Patriots have to win by 5 or more. Who do you take?
Taking Patriots.
I take the Bills.
All right.
The Vikings go to the Lions, and the Lions have to win by 6.
I'm taking the Vikings.
I'm taking the fucking Lions.
All right.
We got the Panthers going to Atlanta, and the Falcons have to win by 8.
Ooh.
I'm taking Atlanta because they're hot. They're on fire, and they're at home.
Oh, if that's at home, that's an important factor. We should have stated before, but anyway, Atlanta, yeah.
The San Francisco 49ers go to New York to play the Jets, and the Niners have to win by 5 or more.
Oh my God! I'm gonna go with Jets.
All right, I you know what? I would have to agree with you. All right, the Chiefs are at home, and they are playing the Chargers, and they need to win.
Just win.
Just win.
And they just beat the Saints, but that doesn't matter much anymore.
Yeah.
How are the Chargers doing?
I think they're 2-1.
Mm.
But they just got shut out at their own house against Atlanta.
Wow. All right. You know what? I'm gonna take the Chiefs. Why not?
Yeah. All right. I'll agree with you on that. We got the Tennessee Titans going to Houston, and the Texans have to win by 13 points.
What the? I'm taking the Titans, man.
You know what? I'm gonna take the Texans.
All right.
All right, we got the Seattle Seahawks going to the St. Louis Rams, and the Seahawks got to win by 3.
I'll take Seahawks.
Yeah, I'll take Seattle. All right, we got the Miami Dolphins going to Arizona, and Arizona has to win by 7.
Well, Arizona's kind of doing well, isn't it?
Yeah, they're 3-0.
I'll take Cardinals.
I'll take the Cards, yeah. The Oakland Raiders travel to Mile High to play the Broncos, and the Broncos got to win by a touchdown. 7 points.
It's tough because Manning. I don't know it just seems too soon to conclude that Manning hasn't gotten it together, or the Broncos haven't gotten it together or not. It makes it real tough. And the Raiders beating the Steelers thing could just be a fluke.
That is a tough game. I'm taking Oakland, even though I still think Denver's going to win. I just don't think they're going to win by 7.
Right. Yeah, I'm going to go the same way. That'll be a close game, I think.
All right, so the Bengals are going to Jacksonville to play the Jags, and the Bengals got to win by 3.
I'll take Bengals.
Jets, Bengals.
Bengals.
That's an in-joke, everybody.
Yep.
The Saints travel to Green Bay, and the Packers got to win by 8.
I'll take Packers.
Saints aren't doing too great, are they?
Yeah. All right. So this game's interesting. The Redskins travel.
Wait, are you taking Packers or Saints?
I'm taking the Packers.
Okay.
The Redskins travel to Tampa Bay, and the Bucks got to win by 3.
I'm gonna go with Redskins.
I'm taking the Skins myself. All right. The New York Football Giants go to Philadelphia and play the Eagles.
Ooh. What are the odds?
The Eagles need to win by 3. I'm taking the Giants.
You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna take the Giants. Eagles team. Despite wasn't Meadowlands 2? Did that happen last year?
Yeah, I think it did.
But I don't know. That team still seems like a bit of a mess.
All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Giants.
So we have this Anthony Todd Chicago Bears
Chicago Bears.
going to the Dallas Cowgirls.
Yeah, Cowgirls.
I think that the Cowboys are overrated. I think they're going to get exposed on Monday night by a good Bears defense. That said, the Cowboys have to win by 4 points or more. I think the Bears win this game by 3 points. And also, I think Jay Cutler gets sacked 45 times.
The thing that I'm very concerned about is that the Cowboys currently have the NFL's #1 defense.
The thing that I'd be concerned about is DeMarcus Ware making it so Jay Cutler is like a smear on the grass. Like he is going to turn into mush because your offensive line is fucking terrible.
But with the latest Madden roster update, it is pretty much mediocre.
What is it? Because
it's just nothing but 70s across the board.
Because the Broncos are an 88, a 78, an 80, an 85, and a 79.
Yeah, for me, it's just like low 70s, mid 70s across the board. It's not good.
If they keep going at this rate, they're going to have to get dropped into the 60s.
And then at that point, I'm going to be freaking terrified when I go online.
Yeah.
I'm just like, please do not be aware that my offensive line don't know what they're doing. Thank you.
Quick pass.
Just
Quick
freaking
pass.
run, toss, quick passes, play actions, whatever prevents me from getting sacked.
You know, I actually was playing this guy online. He was the Texans. And I was up 14-0, but he was starting to drive down the field on me with short passes when I kept blitzing him. And he starts doing the no huddle to keep doing that same short pass. So I audible to a cover 2 and then I audible to my D lineman to drop back into coverage. Bam, pick 6, and he quits.
Oh.
And I was just like,
What does pick 6 mean?
You intercept the ball and then you go get a touchdown.
You take it back for a touchdown.
Pick 6 points.
Okay.
Pick 6.
Because when I first heard it, I was like, interception number 6?
Right.
Okay. All right.
It's my favorite moment in all of football is the pick 6. That's
because you're a Ravens fan.
Yeah.
Shut up. Yeah. Okay. That's why.
Right.
Because you get to see it like 10 times a year. That's why. Okay. You want to know my favorite moment, and I got this from because the Shanahan Broncos growing up when I was watching football were really good, and their play was this: had the entire game. Run the ball. Then they start a drive, play action, roll to the right, deep pass for like a 60, 70, 80-yard touchdown to Rod Smith or Ashley Lilly. That's my favorite play in all of football.
Did Shanahan do that ever?
Dude, Yeah, still, like, he totally runs that offense. So do the Texans. The Texans run that same offense.
Yeah, okay.
Zone block. Like, basically, what you do is you just run, and then you fake it to the left when your quarterback rolls out to the right and just chucks it.
All right. Anyway, back to the original question. What are their records, Bears and Cowboys?
I think they're both 2-1.
Man.
Cowboys got embarrassed by Seattle, but it was at Seattle. Bears, I forgot who they lost to.
They lost to Packers.
Oh, well.
Which pretty much explains it. The whole, hey, your offensive line sucks and Jay Cutler can't do anything. And what I'm really annoyed about is before the game, Jay Cutler was like, if they're studying so much, they'll waste their time. So pretty much the Bears were kind of smack talking, and they lost. And now the Packers get to gloat in it.
Yeah, that was really,
that's why I don't smack talk, because if I lose, then the other guy gets to gloat in, and it's just embarrassing.
Speaking of which, I'm 5-0 in our Madden League.
Yeah, I couldn't get in contact with the guy, had to sim the game, and I won by 3.
Nice.
So yes, I'm 5-0 also. Currently, I have like the number 23 ranked offense, which is not very good.
I have the number 1 offense and the number 29 defense.
See, for me, it's like the other way around. I think I'm number 6 defense and 23 offense. So
yeah, I can't stop anyone. Like, my last game against an actual person was fucking 34-31.
All right, yeah.
See, for me, I'm like beating computers comfortably, even though it's more like I'm not scoring huge, but I can stop the computer quite well, so yay.
Anyway, I'm gonna take the Bears.
Yeah, I'm taking the Bears also.
Yeah. All right.
Da Bears.
Da Bears.
Oh, as long as we're looking at it, the Ravens had to win by 13 last night.
Yeah, the Browns aren't really that great, are they?
So
they're not that great, but I know how the Ravens play. They will make every single game entertaining.
So the Browns basically covered last night. So if you took the Browns, good for you.
Yeah.
I guess that's it.
Great.
Yep.
Good stuff.
Yep. Hope you had fun, guys. This has been
Anthony Ta,
Ashton Holiday, and the Phantom Thomas.
Thomas Bonk and Bonk.
That's what it says. Yeah.
And Bronson Fiore. Hope you enjoyed the show, and we'll see you on Unscripted Access, and we'll see you on the next week's GameKast.
Bye.
Peace.